In the darkest hour of Cybertron's greatest war, legends will fall, new heroes will rise, and an animated movie will transform fans forever. In 1986, Transformers the movie cemented a legacy that would last for generations with unforgettable action and drama. Add a soundtrack that defined an era, and the rest is history. So raise the Matrix high, transform, and dissect that film.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Dissect That Film podcast, a podcast that dissects the good, the bad, and the ugly of cinema. I am your host, Brett Parker. Joining me, as always, is one half of DNA Gaming. We got Dan in the house. Danimus Prime.
Oh, I feel like I'm more like a ratchet, maybe.
Okay, sorry.
I'm a support
All right.
kind of guy.
Don't worry, Dan. We have another Dan on the show. I can give that title to. He is back, and he was crucial to this episode. As soon as I mentioned it, it barely came out of my mouth, or it barely came out on the Discord that we were covering Transformers, the movie. Our good friend Spicy Dan jumped in. He's like, "I'm in." And so, of course,
he just
here
hits
he is.
enter, and like immediately, it's like I'm in. Like, well, dude,
Yeah.
I literally just posted like a second ago.
Whoa, how did you know? Yeah. But we got him back. We got Daniel Collins back in the house. What's going on, Daniel?
Baby. I want to be on this one.
And if you didn't know, Daniel is one of the hosts of the Geeks with Beards podcast. You should check it out. It does comic book reviews, action figure reviews, a bunch of cool, nerdy, geeky stuff. You need to check it out. Go to youtube.com/ is it Geeks with Beards on YouTube?
Yeah, the Geeks with Beards.
Mm-hmm. The Geeks with Beards. Okay. And that will be down in the video description or in the show notes. So make sure to go and subscribe to the YouTube channel or listen to them wherever you listen to podcasts. So, if you didn't know, today we are talking about 1986's The Transformers, the movie.
A new motion picture will transform the summer of 1986 into an incredible adventure. Transformers, the movie. An epic story of good versus evil. This spectacular animated adventure stars Orson Welles as Unicron, Leonard Nimoy as Galvatron, Robert Stack as Ultra Magnus, Judd Nelson as Hot Rod, and Eric Idle as the Junkion warrior Wreck-Gar. The most exciting adventure in the universe is on planet Earth. Transformers, the movie. Coming this summer to a theater near you.
I want, because that's what it's called. Like, everybody just kind of goes, no, it's just Transformers, the movie. I'm like, I'm sorry, there's a the before Transformers, so you need to say it right.
Gotta say that title properly.
You're not saying it right. So, but so this was directed by Nelson Shin, who is a South Korean director, and he didn't do any Transformers before this movie. Like, between him and the writer, this was their first bout with Transformers. He had done My Little Pony.
Oh, nice.
In 1985, he did some animation for that. And he also did lightsaber special effects for Star Wars.
Okay.
Not credited, though, from what I read.
What if he made it up?
That is a possibility. That could have been.
Anyway.
Screenplay was done by Ron Friedman, who did, he was a producer for G.I. Joe, Transformers, Iron Man, Fantastic Four, and then he would come and do Transformers in the movie, but this was the only Transformers he actually wrote. He wasn't a writer for the other ones.
Nah, he'd kind of come in and punch up scripts every once in a while, I think, for episodes if they needed him.
Okay. The music was done by Vince DiCola, who did Rocky IV right before he got the music for this. And I think he actually, from what I saw, because there's a documentary on the Blu-ray. I bought the 35th anniversary Blu-ray of this movie. And he talked about how this was supposed to go in the soundtrack for this was supposed to go in a different movie. Like, it was supposed to be a part of an action movie. And then he got a call like, oh, yeah, so your music is going to be in Transformers the movie. It's like,
yeah, I think it was going to be Cobra, I believe.
Oh, no. Okay, so I got that info mixed up. So never mind. This score was written for this movie. I'm talking about the amazing soundtrack for this movie. Which, if Wikipedia has the music, which of course it doesn't, why would it?
Yeah, I didn't dig my CD out. I have the original soundtrack, but I didn't dig it out.
So The Touch, which who was the writer of the music? Was it Stan
Bush?
Bush.
I know he's the singer. I believe he wrote it as well, but I know for sure he is the singer.
But when The Touch came out, it was supposed to be written for a different movie, and then he got a call saying, no, it's going to be in this movie. And he was like, an animated movie about robots? All right, that's an interesting one. But the funny thing is, Daniel, did you know that The Touch was actually inspired by a line from a little movie called Iron Eagle?
Look, I have come around to that movie now.
I know. When I saw that fact, it was like, oh, the lyrics for this were based off of Iron Eagle. Okay, but no, this song was the one that was supposed to go to Cobra.
Okay,
and then it didn't, and then it ended up being in Transformers. So I
thought that was one of them, but I forgot exactly. I knew it was one of them, but I forgot exactly which one it was. Yeah.
Question, class.
Yeah,
what the fuck is Iron Eagle?
It's Top Gun Light.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I say that. That's really going to offend Charlie. He's going to be really mad when he hears that. No, it's a Top Gun-like movie.
Okay. Do they play like shirtless rugby on the beach instead of
I don't know. I'm truthfully going to I'm not going to trash Iron Eagle because I've truthfully never seen it.
I don't know about it.
At least I don't remember ever seeing it.
It's mostly I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, it's mostly kind of Goonies, but with jets and stuff in a way, because it's got to do with the kids of military pilots and everything that kind of have to come together.
Weird concept.
Well, that's my take. I'm probably
it's Goonies. No, I love it. I love that description. It's Goonies.
Well, I'm probably wrong about that, but
why do I just imagine Sloth in a fighter jet? Like, yes, get him.
Hey, it's got Lou Gossett Jr. in it. He's really good in it. I don't know any of the
Jaws 3 is Lou Gossett Jr.?
Lou Gossett Jr.'s in there.
Yes.
Yeah, I used to give Charlie heck about it just for ribbing him, but I watched it and it's actually a pretty good movie. I like it a lot.
Oh man, it's it's a movie that is very divisive over with the B Action Squad. Mostly Dustin. Dustin does not like Iron Eagle, which is
Dustin
funny.
doesn't like anything. Dude.
I also think it's just a running gag now because and one day I'm going to watch it. And to be honest, it may be very soon, just so I can join the conversation. I'm probably going to enjoy it, but I was also not. I probably didn't see it because I also wasn't a Top Gun fan. Like I didn't really like the original Top Gun, so I'm like, I don't care about this. This just looks like a cheaper version of that. So why would I watch it? That was my early judgment back when, I was probably like, it was like Teenage Parker. I was just like, no, I don't want to watch that. I don't like Top Gun. Top Gun Maverick, though.
Yep,
vastly
it's a good
superior.
movie.
Amazing. So, we got a stacked cast, and I'll name a few. There's a bunch, and we'll shout them out as we mention their characters in the movie. But there's a million characters. There's up to 40 Transformers in this movie.
Yes.
Maybe even more. So it's a lot. So we got some like major celebrities at the time that came in to do some voices. Then of course you have some very famous voice actors. And this will be the very first time we talk about a certain actor as a like main character voice. Instead of just being voices of creatures, especially the snake from Anaconda. So you know who I'm talking about. Frank Welker as the voice of Megatron. The funny thing is though, so Frank Welker's the voice of Megatron, but Leonard Nimoy comes in and does the voice of Galvatron, who is just the same character. He's just upgraded.
Yeah.
Frank Welker
Celebrity
though,
power.
yeah. But he
guess.
would come. Frank Welker would come back to the Transformers franchise, well, at least in the live action versions, as the voice of Galvatron in Age of Extinction, which was very small part. Like I don't think he has many speaking lines in that movie. It wasn't until the abomination that is The Last Night that he comes back and does Megatron.
I hate that so much. Like I get it, but like if you're gonna go out of the way to get Peter Collins to be Optimus, just fucking get Frank Welker to be Megatron. It's fine.
I have always defended, who's the voice? Was it Weaving?
Hugo
Hugo Weaving. Yeah. I've always defended his voice of Megatron. I thought it was really good. I also wasn't like a hardcore like Frank Welker, because like I grew up with Transformers, but it wasn't like what like Daniel or like a lot of other people. Like I grew up with it. It just wasn't like ingrained into me. I had toys, of course, because Transformers toys were the fucking coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
I literally could have a car and then turn it into a robot. Like that's the most badass thing. But I also didn't know the ingrained history of Frank Welker with like voice acting, period, and with Megatron. You just hear the name and you're like, all right, whatever. And then you're like, oh my God, he was the voice of Fred and Scooby and the originals. Like, I mean, he's still the voice of Fred and Scooby in everything that's animated Scooby-Doo still, which is wild. The man's like 80 now. But then if you look at the celebrity of like Leonard Nimoy, I think they brought him in because of Star Trek, because it was so big at the time that it was like, well, we need somebody, a name to kind of draw some people in. So getting him though to play the same exact character, just upgraded, is hilarious.
And then he would come back in the live action to play Sentinel Prime.
Yes.
In Dark of the Moon. And on a side note of the cartoon, Frank would come back in season 3 after this movie to play Galvatron.
Yes.
Because Nimoy wouldn't do TV, I guess, for a cartoon series. So Frank's like, okay, I'll come back. I'll do Galvatron.
I want to know, like, what was the pay? Like, I wonder if it was just so bad that they're just like, yeah, it's not worth me coming back to TV. Or
I've watched some documentaries with them before, and they, back then in the 80s, they would have multiple recordings that they would do in a day. Like they would do Transformers for like an hour or two, and then they had to run across town to go do Scooby or go do something else. So they had multiple jobs. But now Transformers is one of the biggest ones because it's like 98 episodes, I believe it was. So
yeah. So from what I was told, so I work with a diehard Transformers fan and somebody who this is their favorite movie of all time. They have seen it, every iteration of it that's been released in theaters for every anniversary. They're going again for the 40th. So shout out to Mike.
Does Mike have a VHS?
Oh, I guarantee he's got every single piece of media that has to do with this movie. He is to Transformers 1986 and probably even more as I am to Jaws. It's just that ingrained into him.
See, I thought I was the big fan. I think this guy rivals me probably.
I will share to you his Instagram account. You could check out the massive toy collection of just Transformers. It's wild. So shout out to Mike for because this is hopefully you enjoy this episode. I don't fudge it up too much. So another celebrity voice, we had Judd Nelson as Hot Rod. I won't share his other name that he gets later on in the movie. But Judd Nelson, of course, he was part of the Brat Pack of the 80s. And, of course, you bring him in to kind of put another big name to the marquee to get people to go see this movie, which I think most people were going to see it because it's Transformers. Like, it's like people like all the kids of that time were like, there's a movie about the TV show I've been watching Saturday mornings for the last 2 years because the animated series started in 84, correct? And there were 3 seasons of the English version of Transformers, and then it got canceled, but then it came back in Japan for 3 more episodes, right? There was just a strictly Japanese
Yeah, they
version of
did.
Transformers.
Technically, there was 4 seasons. They did a 3-episode
Okay,
called
4, okay.
Rebirth, but I don't count that. I skip that. I go from season 3 to the Japanese Headmaster series.
Okay.
Yeah, they did three full series in Japan, and then they did like a 1 OVA episode of a show called Zone. It just didn't get off the ground, so they only did 1 episode of that.
Okay. So we got the iconic Peter Cullen as Optimus Prime. His voice just, it warms your heart. Like anytime you hear him speaking as Optimus, it's just so like, it's like, it's perfect. You don't want to hear anyone else do his voice. Which next episode we're going to be talking about Optimus Prime with a different voice.
I don't listen. I agree with you because like you can't replace Peter Collins, but I can't remember the guy's name. I know he just recently beat cancer, but the dude who did Maximus Prime,
Gary Chalk, he played Optimus Primal. Yeah,
Optimus Prime. That's it. I loved him because I watched I didn't watch as much OG Transformers growing up, but I watched a good amount of Beast Wars, and I always liked his voice too. It's still not Peter Collins. I'm just saying, I just liked it.
I don't know. I saw that there was a Beast Wars movie, and I kind of want to do that for the watch long for August.
We can
do a Transformers Beast Wars watch along because there is a movie, right? It didn't go to theaters, but there is a Beast Wars movie, correct?
they did one in Japan, so it would be subtitled. Yeah.
Well,
now the one they did here, Rise of the Beast, live action, was here. But yeah,
it's fine. It's a fine movie. I'm not gonna bash it, but it's like, nah, I would rather watch the.
If you want to do like you're talking about the TV shows, you could do like the first 2 episodes. It would be kind of a movie in a way, be like an hour long, roughly.
Yeah, I
never thought about doing TV, opening. But yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah,
well, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I was like, man, I do want to do like a Transformers watch along of something.
That would be fun.
That'd be
There's
fun.
a lot of content to pick from.
Just none of the Bay ones. I don't want to watch any of them. Not yet. That's what we have to watch. Lionel Stander as Cup. This dude's voice. I thought it was someone else.
Is this?
So he has been an actor since the silent era.
Oh,
he lived.
I remember him from Heart to Heart.
Let's see. Yeah, he was in the 80s TV show Heart to Heart, which he won a Golden Globe. So congratulations. You get the golf clap for that. Daniel loves awards, by the way. When we talk about like people winning awards, he is like, good job. He's like ringing his bell. Right, Daniel?
If it's Godzilla or something like that, yeah, they deserve those awards.
Yes, that is the most
but not that pretentious
Academy.
Hollywood. No.
yeah, no shit.
He is. That is the most prestigious win for anyone is Godzilla -1 winning that Academy Award because it was well deserved.
Yes,
but yeah, he was a prestigious actor. Did like Zorro in the 70s. He was in a movie in 1972 called The Eroticist. So I don't know if that's a porn version of The Exorcist.
Ooh.
I'm going to say it is, even if it's not. Sounds hilarious.
I mean, his character in this movie is called Cup. So
yeah. My favorite thing watching the little documentary that was on the Blu-ray was Neil Ross, who does the voice of Springer, and he does a bunch of other voices in this movie. He talks about working with Lionel Stander, and like Lionel Stander has this very unique voice, which when you hear it in the movie, because they use some modulations on it to make it sound, of course, has to sound robotic. It sounded like somebody else. It sounded like Ernest Borgnine or something like that. Like that's that's who I was trying to picture. I was like, who is this? But then it was somebody I didn't know. And he was talking about how like he wasn't familiar with voiceover, so he's like constantly being told to like talk on the mic, and then Neil Ross comes in. He's just like, he couldn't hear the director talking to him, giving him notes on like how to read the line, and so he was just literally, he would give him like this giant note, and the guy would be like, "What did he say?" And Neil Ross just leaned in. He was just like, "Just do the same thing, but louder." And then he would do it, and he was like, "Cut, sold. We're good. We're good."
Yep.
That just funny little behind the scenes stuff with certain actors. The legendary Robert Stack is Ultra Magnus. I mean, Unsolved Mysteries. Anyone? That was Robert Stack for me. That's Robert Stack for me.
Whenever he talks, I just hear the theme song. to unsolved mysteries every fucking time. Yep, every fucking time. Like, what?
My favorite is, why didn't they solve the mystery? God damn it! How many times I got to tell you? It's the name of the show. Orson Welles in his final performance as well. I mean, not his final performance as Unicron, but his final performance period. He was the voice of Unicron, who they had to do a massive amount of modulation on his voice to get what we hear in the movie, because he was pretty much dying while he was recording his lines for this movie. They were saying, I mean, he was very much Orson Welles. I think it was the storyboard director or artist who was very much involved in like how everything went down. Pretty much said like Orson Welles was like 6'5" and like 400 pounds at the time. Like he was a beast of a man, but he was also pretty much on the verge of death. I think he had died 3 weeks after his final recording for the movie. So he was dead before this even came out.
And you can kind of hear in Unicron when he's talking, you can kind of hear him labor breathing a little bit. But they tried to clean it up the best they could. I mean, it came out great because of the vocoder, whatever you want to call it was. But you can kind of hear that labored breathing sometimes too.
I hate to like, this sucks. It really sucked that he was in that condition recording this, whatever. I think it really added to the performance.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
But, not trying to, whatever, you know what I mean. Carry on.
Of course, we talked about Frank Welker. I mean, we're talking about Frank Welker as a character, which is always so much fun. But he was Megatron. He was Soundwave, which Soundwave is what I like. When it comes to Decepticons, Soundwave is one of my favorite Decepticons. Like, I love his voice. I love the fact that he sprouts all of his fun guys out of his tape. And I love that the Autobots have the same guy.
The same Blaster.
Guy.
It's Blaster.
Yes.
Listen, and I only know who the fuck that is because they did that little bonus sheet on the Brothers War set for Magic, and I pulled him. I was like, oh, cool. He's like an evil Soundwave. I mean, good Soundwave. Like, oh, okay.
It's hilarious.
Oh, I think he's also done by Frank Welker. Soundwave is.
Yeah, he is. No, that's what I'm naming. I'm naming all the people he voiced in this. Yeah.
Yeah,
he was Frenzy, Rumble, Wheelie, Scrap Heap, and one of the Junkions.
Oh, yeah. God. So most of the cast. Got it.
Wheelie. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, listen. Is Wheelie better in this, or is he better in... Which one was he in? Was it Dark of the Moon? Or was it Revenge of the Fallen?
I don't even know.
Dark of the Moon.
God, he sucks. That character sucks in those movies. That stupid little...
That was
like little hairs and shit.
SpongeBob played him. Tom Kenny, I think, played his voice.
I love Tom Kenny, but like, god damn, I hated that character. And I like Dark of the Moon. Like, Dark of the Moon is one of my favorite movies of the Bay-verse.
I agree. Yep.
Yeah, it's high up there. It's one of the better ones.
Susan Blue as RC, which I thought the subtitles had RC spelled wrong. I thought it was just RC, but no, it is ARCEE. It is RC. She is the first female Transformer.
In the movie, they did have some in the cartoon series in season 2. They had a few in that.
Yeah, because I remember reading that when they were making Transformers, they initially didn't want female Transformers because they wanted to sell primarily to boys.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, why not sell to a broader demographic? Like, what are we talking about? So they were like, fine, we'll include some female ones. And RC became the most popular of the bunch. And that's why.
But she never got a toy back then, though. She never got an official toy. Yeah.
Isn't that the point of this? Literally, the point of Transformers was to sell toys. Like, even for this movie, because this movie introduced a lot of new ones that weren't in the original 2 seasons that came before it, which I just found hilarious. Neil Ross as Springer. He was Bone Crusher. He was Hook. I guess he's part of the Destructicon. Oh yeah, because it's Hook, Slag, and then he was the Dinobot Triceratops. Greg Berger as Grimlock.
I love him. I love burgers.
I love Grimlock. Grimlock's great.
Grimlock's the shit.
Oh, Grimlock's amazing.
But one of my favorite voices of any Transformers is the voice of Starscream. And Christopher Collins who is credited as Chris Latta. He was the voice of Starscream in this, and his voice is like, and I feel everyone who does Starscream's voice in anything else is just modeling off of his. Yeah. It's so iconic. It's like, it's so unique compared to everybody else. Like, of course, Frank Welker's really doing it up with his voices, and Peter Cullen. And then you have like Robert Stack is just being Robert Stack. But
yep.
Chris Latta is going, man. Like, I couldn't imagine trying to do Starscream's voice for a long period of time. Like, it would be like a sentence, and then I'd have to rest. I'd have to drink some honey tea and just like get that voice back up, because that's a lot to do, because he's got to talk like this all the time. And you're like, oh, but it's so good. It's like so iconic. I love it. He is the worst though. He sucks.
Oh yeah, he does.
Starscream sucks.
Dude, isn't he's also Cobra, isn't he?
Cobra Commander, yeah.
Oh, you hear it. You can hear it with Starscream. It's just more modulated. It's great. Yep. Dan Gilvezan as Bumblebee. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie to you. When someone in the Discord, I'm not gonna name names until we get to the very end, mentions Bumblebee, I went, Bumblebee was in the movie? I forgot. He was in it very little.
He was there for a moment.
But he's there. I think the first time I had thrown it on before watching it for my notes yesterday was I really wasn't watching it like in intent. So I think every time Bumblebee must have been on the screen, I just wasn't watching it at the time. But he's there. Let's see. I'm gonna skip through some people. We got Eric Idle is in this. We'll talk about who he plays as we get to him. Casey Kasem. I always forget that he's in this as Cliff Jumper, even though I shouldn't, because his voice is so iconic.
Yeah.
Corey Burton as Spike. I love the humans. I love the human's name is Spike. But guess what? His last name is Witwicky. That's where that name came from. Yep. It's not mentioned in the movie, by the way.
Oh,
it's
no.
Just...
I get because the kid's name's Dan.
Yeah,
Dan, I've been called Dan Witwicky a lot.
Damn it. The damn Witwickies, he can never escape them.
No.
Scatman Crothers plays Jazz.
Yes!
I got to shout Scatman Crothers. Of course, for me, The Shining, that's where I know him from. This was his last movie. His last movie while he was alive. He died in, I think, 86 or 87. But there was a movie that came out after he had died, so this was technically his last movie while he was alive.
Was that the return of? There was a Return of Optimus Prime thing too. Was that just a TV thing?
2 episodes on TV. Yeah, it was the last of season 3.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I always remember him as Hong Kong Phooey.
Yeah,
yeah.
And
now I hear it.
He was one of the members of the when they did like the Globetrotters were on like Scooby Doo and they had their own show. He was one of the gentleman from that. So.
And then the last one I'm going to shout out is David Mendenhall, who plays Daniel Witwicky. I'm trying to see, because it says he was a voice on G.I. Joe. He was Brother Bear in the Berenstein Bears.
Oh no!
I watched that show a lot. He also returned to do season 3 and 4 of Transformers, and he was on the episode. He was an uncredited cast member on Roseanne for an episode.
Really?
Another show I watched a lot. But yeah, that's the cast. And we'll talk about some behind the scenes stuff as we go through the plot. But something that I usually do in the beginning, but I'm going to do now before we get into the plot, is what is your history with this movie? And of course, we're going to start with our guest, Spicy Dan.
I've known this movie since I was a little kid. I went to the theater and watched it when it came out in '86. And I was one of those kids, you always hear those stories that it destroyed me. I mean, when we'll talk about it, but when a certain scene happens, I'm just like, oh, I mean, I cried. I can remember crying, coming home about it, And then later on, they kind of rectify it in the series, and then Japan does it again later on, so. But yeah, I've loved this movie. I own 4 copies of this movie. I've got the comic book adaptation, ton of toys. Transformers has always been with me since I was a little kid, Being born 1980, 85, 86, I was the right age for this stuff, so.
Awesome. What about you, Dan?
This was one that I know existed in the ether around me. I had a cousin that was really big into Transformers, but I wasn't so much. But I know this movie had played in my presence as a child. I didn't end up watching it until way later because it wasn't until like later I was more of a Beast Wars guy because that's when like a little bit older, but then that came out. And I was like, oh, I was watching it Saturday morning, blah 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 blah, and that's kind of I ended up just watching it later, way later, like when the Bay, like right before the Bay movie started coming out. Like I had some friends like, dude, the Transformers movie, so we started watching the Transformers movie, and then I watched the Transformers television series, watched like the first season or two of that, and yeah, that's about it.
I can't tell you the first time I ever watched this movie. I know that I had seen it, but it definitely rewatching it over the last couple of days. I've threw it on a couple times because I have a little 4-year-old who loves Transformers. He loves Ninja Turtles. Of course, I'm wearing my Ninja Turtles hat because that was also a property that was created to sell toys, other outside of the comic books, of course. But yeah, I definitely remember seeing this, and certain scenes had popped into my head as I'm watching. I remember that, and of course, you cannot forget. Spoiler: the death of Optimus Prime is like the most iconic, like what the fuck moments in cinematic history of just like, why would you do that? Even though the whole plan behind it is always crazy to say, and I'll talk about it more when we get to that scene. But yeah, Transformers has been a part of my life since I was a kid. I remember mostly it was the toys, and I think I watched Beast Wars growing up. That was like the Transformers show that was on when I was growing up. So, but getting the toys, that was like the coolest thing in the world because like I loved playing with like Matchbox cars or just any type of vehicles. I just loved playing with those and crashing them and doing all that stuff. And it's like, oh, here's a toy where it's two things in one. Like here's a car that turns into a robot, and you're like, that is the coolest thing ever. And thank God back in the day, they made them easy to transform and to go back into their car form because, man, my son has got a Transformer that I think we've had for probably 10 years that I think originally was my oldest kid's. It's missing some pieces, but it was one of the hardest damn toys to transform back into the car. You could transform it into the freaking robot form easy as pie, but then you're like trying to remember like, so I got to twist this guy's leg like 3/4 of the way. I got to tuck it in this way. Like, come on, man. Let's not make this complicated. This should be easy. It should just be as simple as when you watch this movie and they're like, whoop, 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 and they go back into their car form. Make it easy for us. But no, the toys were the reason why Transformers is so memorable for me. This movie was just like, it just was there. I remember seeing it, but it felt very new to me yesterday watching it. And my favorite story about Transformers has nothing to do with this movie. It's about the 2007. So I won't talk about that now. I'll save that for when we eventually talk about that movie at some point down the road. But before we get to the plot of the Transformers, the movie, I do have to shout out a brand new patron over on patreon.com/dissectfilm. We have Whipped Willie Cream. Love it.
Love it, dude. Yes.
Thank you for joining the Mark Wahlberg Book Club. We hope you enjoy the exclusive show out of the Tubi. We hope you enjoy all of the fun perks that you get over on Patreon. And yeah, just thanks for supporting us, period, because what you do, your contribution helps pay for the things that we use to create this podcast. So we appreciate you, Whipped Willie. I'm just going to call you Willie.
Yeah.
And if you want me to call you something else, let me know. But you will also be shouted out at the end of the episode.
I'm assuming like this is like the mental image that I got here based on this gentleman's name. Is it just it's like whipped cream, like is how it comes out?
Yeah. No, as it's instead of the it's
okay. I like it. Well done. GG's.
Oh, I do have to shout out the fact that this was a De Laurentiis produced movie. I saw De Laurentiis Productions or Entertainment Group, and I was like, we've talked about movies from that guy. Maximum Overdrive, baby.
Yes, baby. More vehicle-related stuff.
And other ones, too. There were plenty of movies that we've covered that
they don't matter.
Came
Maximum Overdrive.
This was also a Marvel Productions, like an early like Marvel Productions. You know, nothing like it is now, but
yeah. What was the other one? Sunbow. Sunbow. That's it. I've heard of them before too. Yeah, because this was back when because Marvel handled the Transformers comics this time, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
This was released August 8th, 1986. So this will be out, I think, shortly after the official 40th anniversary of this movie. So kind of why we decided to do it.
God, I'm old.
We got you, bro.
I'll keep it to myself. You're not, but that's okay. This had a budget of $6 million, and it, according to Wikipedia, it only made 5.9. It's like, it was just about to get there. Just didn't.
What about toy sales? Do they factor that in?
Oh, not in the box office.
No, I know. I'm just being a smart ass. I'm sorry.
But yeah, it was I'm trying to see what this, because most of its money over the years has been from, DVD or VHS, DVD, Blu-ray sales, 4K. I mean, I bought my 4K, which you can buy the 4K of this movie. Like, I bought the Steelbook of this was the 35th,
Yeah, I have the same one you've got. It's pretty nice.
Really, really nice copy of it. It's the 35th anniversary edition of the movie. It's got why am I blanking? This hot rod on the front with the
Rodimus
Matrix.
Prime, dude.
Shh, we're not supposed to spoil that's who that is.
Bullshit.
On this 40-year-old movie, Dan. Damn.
I'm assuming they're gonna do another 40th anniversary.
100%.
Sure.
So they already released a 40th?
Not yet. It's coming out in theaters September 17th to the 21st.
I don't understand why they didn't release it.
And it's going to be a Fathom event, so it's going to be at select theaters.
Yeah.
Then they'll probably release a 40th anniversary because they're calling this the Apology Tour.
That is cool. To be honest, I might buy this movie again if they give me a cover with just Dead Optimus and it says Apology.
Yes. Or I would also buy it if it had Starscream during his coronation.
Oh my God!
I want that cover.
Iconic. But
they
I love this
the whole soundtrack too with it. So
yes,
nice.
Which I know, Daniel. Did you bring it to show and tell?
No.
Oh,
sorry.
Well, the back of the Steelbook, it says "Beyond Good, Beyond Evil, Beyond Your Wildest Imagination" with Galvatron on the back. It's really cool. And then on the inside, the only complaint I have about this is I hate the disc layout. I hate when they do discs like that. But then you have Unicron. With this awesome, I mean, we're going to be jumping into it, but the opening scene to this movie is orgasmic. It's just like,
it is.
Up in the sky, look! It's a bird! It's a plane! It's
Geeks with Beards.
Do you like action? How about a little comedy? Join the Geeks with Beards podcast. When I ask the question, why do people like Magneto?
What the beep?
We cover all the eras, golden, silver, bronze, and modern.
Then you need to check out the Geeks with Beard podcast. Available on all streaming sites right now. Geeks with Beards.
Are you guys ready to jump into the plot of The Transformers, the movie?
The plot.
The plot? Hey. One shall stand. One shall fall. It is time to dissect. That. Boom! So the movie opens to a large ship that is heading towards a planet, which you find out that this large ship is not a ship at all. It is an actual planet.
That's no moon.
Or a planet. That's no moon. That's a space station! But this is Unicron. And God, this is, as I just mentioned 2 seconds ago, this is one of the greatest opening scenes to a movie. Like, I'm not saying an animated movie, to a movie. Like, just when he shows up. Also, Unicron's theme is really cool. I love his theme. And he comes in, and of course, he's got those horns that just impact into the planet. And of course, before all this happens, you go down to this planet. What is this planet called, Daniel? I have it written later on when we meet one of the characters.
I think it's like lymphode or something like that. I forget.
Yeah.
I always hear it, but I always forget how they pronounce it though.
Someone yell at me when I forget things. I have it in here, and I'll shout it out when we get to that character. But so it's just seeing, and of course, me having not seen this a long time, I was like, "Is this Cybertron?" And like, why do they all look like this? Like, they don't look like, but it's not. It's a completely different planet. You get to see them living their lives, but then Unicron kind of just like, surprise, motherfuckers, and just like grabs onto it and just starts vacuuming it into its giant hole. And it's epic. The colors are amazing. Just the way that like the red like sweeps through and like coats everything. And then of course we get this same shot like 3 or 4 times where it's like, get on the ships. And they get on the ships and they're like, we're free. And they're like, oh shit. And they just get sucked back in. And I just love that they're like, not going to do it once. We're doing it 4 times.
It's just people getting smoked, like brutally.
Oh my God. It is. Dude, my favorite though is when you get to see them going through Unicron. And all I hear is munch, munch. I was like, Cookie Monster?
They
like used the same sound effects.
Yep. The most stock ass eating sound you've ever heard in your entire life. Like, what is this? Like that. I love this scene too because like that moment, I'm like, this kind of takes me out of it. Like the menace is gone. Unless they did that, like maybe we need to soften this a bit for our audience. So let's put goofy Cookie Monster sound right here.
It still slaps though, but it did make me chuckle when I heard the munch, munch. But it kind of reminds me of if you've ever seen the movie Nope. There's a scene where the creature like sucks everybody up and you can see the inside of the creature as it's like processing the people. It's like it really like I wonder if why am I blank? Oh, Jordan Peele took inspiration maybe a little bit from this to create that scene. I always want to think so. You know, when you see things that seem similar, you're like, maybe that was an inspiration. I don't know.
He's like, that fucked me up when I was a kid. I should fuck some other people up with it.
Then we get a song that has played in this house 1,000 times over the last 2 days. Transformer!
Dude.
More than meets the eye.
Is this bad? Like, when I think of this movie, this is what I think of. Is this fucking opening and this song.
It's
like,
so good. It's so good.
Lion killed it. They killed it when they did this theme song.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
This movie, and it was really hard for me to take notes on this movie, because this movie is balls to the wall from the opening shot to the last shot.
Yep.
With maybe 2 scenes where it's very like just a little bit of a conversation between 2 characters, but then it goes right back to just constant action. So like trying to like look up and down and like, oh my God, slow down.
It's good for kids with short attention spans.
Yeah.
But like there's always a fucking set piece, dude. Always.
So now we're on Cybertron. And there's a war happening between the Decepticons. Oh, that's right. We do. We get a little narration about, you know, the war of Cybertron. The Decepticons have taken over and the Autobots are trying to win back their planet. I forgot to look up who the narrator was. Oh,
I was
Victor
literally just
Caroli.
I always remember this guy as Cybertron. I fucking love it.
Dan, you said that exactly the same as you went, the Guyver.
yes. Tonight on The Guyver. Why did we like the same fucking guy? Like, what? Right, go ahead, sorry.
Oh, man. So the Decepticons have control of the planet. We get to meet Ironhide for the first time with and Optimus, of course. And I love Ironhide as he's trying to like, when are we gonna kick some Decepticons' butt? So good. And he's like, you gotta go to Autobot City. And I was like, Autobot City? What the hell is happening? Oh,
just
yeah.
Space Detroit.
Yeah, the Autobot. Well, it's on Earth, so it's...
Well, I don't know. It's new Detroit 2.0.
I want to apologize to all of our Detroit listeners for having to deal with Dan's constant...
Actually wasn't an insult. I was just thinking because that's where the American automotive industry started.
Oh, okay. All right.
So it actually wasn't a negative.
Well, clarifying, it wasn't in a negative.
No. I mean, Autobot, before it gets like ravaged in the fights, it seems like a nice place.
True. But yeah, so we get to see Jazz. We see Bumblebee and Spike.
Yeah.
Is that his actual name? Or is this just a nickname the Autobots gave him?
No, that was his name from episode 1. And his dad went by Sparkplug.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Just mom is like, what would you want to name your kid? Well, my husband loves to work on cars. And he really He really loves spark plugs. Perfect.
What an endearing name.
So we get a little spy that listens in on Optimus and Ironhide's conversation, and that is Laserbeak, who will show back up in live action form in Transformers Dark of the Moon.
Yep.
That's Laserbeak, right? Yeah. Which, to be honest, the design in that movie looked really cool. Love Laserbeak in this, and to be honest, I'm kind of bummed that he really doesn't. He's kind of out of the movie, right? For like the rest of it, I don't think we see him again.
You don't see him much after the battle on Earth, no.
And it's kind of sad because he's a cool character. So Megatron, of course, gets word from Laserbeak of the plan. So he's like, well, we're going to take everybody and we're going to follow that ship that Ironhide's on, and we're going to hijack it, and then we're going to go to Autobot City, and we're going to lay waste to it. And this is where we see Soundwave. And so we then go to the ship that Ironhide's on. And who's the other Autobot that's on the ship, the one that's flying with Ironhide?
Let's see. We have Ironhide, Ratchet, Prowl, Brawn. I believe that's the only ones on that ship, I believe.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it was Ratchet who was on this.
Yeah, he's the basically almost white twin of Ironhide.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
he's the medic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, my brain is always trying to be like, oh, well, he was green in the Bayverse. Like, was he green? No, he wasn't green in this original version. So the Decepticons hijack the ship, and I will never not laugh when Megatron transforms into his gun and someone holds his ass.
Yeah.
He can't shoot himself. He's like, Starscream, catch me. I love that Starscream has like a great shot because he just blows through Ratchet, because I think that's who he shoots. And
I think so, yeah.
And because I think this was the first time where when someone would shoot Megatron, they actually hit their first shot, because most of the time when whoever was shooting him would miss the very first shot and then hit their targets. But he didn't. Yeah. He made every shot.
Or if they did get hit, of course, in the cartoon, they didn't die. You know, they would just get wounded, or it kind of just ding off of them. So
this movie is so hard with that, man. They're like, nah, these guys are dying, and they're dying in horrific ways. There's one zoom in of one of the Autobots where fire, and it looks like his face is about to melt, but it's like fire like comes out of him. He's just like,
yep.
Oh, I love that character. Prowl. He was a police car in the cartoon.
Wasn't he just a spin-off of Jazz? Like an alt of Jazz? Or is he a different vehicle altogether?
No, he's a different vehicle. He was a Fair Lady Z. There was three of them. Right. Yeah, there was three of them in the cartoon. You had Prowl, Blue Streak, and Smokescreen. Those three were all Fair Ladies, yeah.
Yeah, I always forget that because you have the Jet Trio, like Blitzwing and shit like that, or whatever their names are. I can't remember the like Starscream copies. I can't remember all their names.
Thundercracker and Skywarp were the other.
That's
two.
It. Those are the two. Yeah. There. Thank you.
I don't want to keep saying that because I don't want to feel like I'm know-it-all thing.
No, you need to. Exercise, like flex the muscle, dude.
Yes. The funniest thing is like Starscream has to use Megatron. Like he holds him and shoots him, and then Megatron gets back into robot form and just goes, "You're an idiot."
Smack.
like calling him names and shit, and he's just like, "I fucking hate my boss."
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. This isn't going to redeem Starscream. He is a terrible character. I mean, he's cool, but in a different way. So yeah, they wipe out this whole crew. There's like no casualties on the Decepticon side. They take out everybody, and then they take control of the ship, and they're going to go to Autobot City and lay waste. So we're now on Earth, and we meet Daniel, or Dan, and Hot Rod, and they're fishing.
Sorry.
Also, who built this Autobot-sized fishing pole for Hot Rod? Did he build it himself?
Maybe they just improvised. I don't know. Maybe they 3D printed it.
Yeah, it's massive. And I just want to know how big the fish was that he was catching, because it looked pretty big on his line. And if his pole is as big as him, that fish must be the size of a whale.
True.
But of course, he's sad. He's like, I miss my dad. He's like, oh, don't worry, Spike will be here soon. And then, of course, they hear the show. Oh, the ship's coming. We gotta go. And he hops on this awesome hoverboard and just starts going. And then he's like, and then Hot Rod drives him. He's like, if you're going to ride, you got to ride with style. And then just like jumps off the hoverboard. I'm like, where'd the hoverboard go? Did it crash? Does it like materialize into nothing? And he's got like a chip in his pocket, like for later?
Well,
like,
he wrecked it. He ate shit. He was trying to be cool, and Hot Rod
Wow.
catches him.
Yeah, he crashed it on a big boulder.
I
damn.
just thought he was
Imagine
so
how
cool
expensive
with it.
that thing probably was. No, the Autobots probably built it for him. It's fine. Didn't cost him a thing.
Yeah, she'll
Yeah.
buff out.
So, and then we're driving and we see like we meet our one of our main-ish characters, Cup, he's setting up like a barrier with a couple other Autobots, and Hot Rod just drives through this barrier. I'm like, what the hell, man? Why did you have to do that? Yeah, like, you punk, I'm gonna get you. And so they get there. They're really excited. They see the ship. They think it's, the Autobots. They think it's Ironhide, and they think his dad's on it too. But then they look up, and there's that big hole in the side of the ship. And I'm like, if you have a plan to sneak in to Autobot City, maybe don't stand next to the giant hole in the ship, so that when Hot Rod's just like, there's Decepticons on there. Like, move away from the hole. Be secretive. Also, but it doesn't help that there's a giant hole in the side of the ship. So they're like, holy shit, there's a hole. Oh my God, there's Decepticons. Pew, 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 pew. And that one guy who's standing next to the hole, he's just like, ow, well, don't stand there.
Starscream, I believe it was. Yeah.
Oh, of course. It's
Fucking
always him.
Starscream. Always.
But Cup comes in, like, because there's the whole thing where like that whole platform they're standing on gets knocked down, goes down the mountain, and he's, of course, Hot Rod's got to save Dan, and then Cup comes in and he does some moves. What does he do? Oh, he one of them turns into a tank. He jumps on top of it. He aims it up so it shoots at another one, who then falls into him, and then they just kind of roll behind a mountain.
Who is the tank?
Blitzwing.
That's Blitz. Okay.
Yeah, he's a triple changer. He could do a robot, a jet, and a tank.
That
Wow.
son of a bitch.
And
Always
then
How
he-
can he have that?
swear.
How can he have that ability, but not others?
Yeah, they had, let's see, there was two triple changers before the movie came out. Then after the movie, they added about 2 or 3 more triple changers.
I guess it's because
I'd
they're
be
new
so jealous.
generation, I suppose.
Probably. Yeah, well, more playability for kids too, Having the
That's
3
true.
forms
That's
instead of just 2.
That's
True.
true.
But he saves Hot Rod and Dan. Gets called an old timer. He's like, yeah, well, you're not gonna be an old timer at this rate. He's just like, okay. But then,
Whatever,
We
old
get-
man.
yeah, whatever, man. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, a massive assault on Autobot City. We meet Ultra Magnus. We meet RC. We meet Blur, who's a character that kind of annoys me. Like, I get it, but it's like, I don't know. I kind of got sick of him after like the first like little dialogue because he's Blur. He talks really fast.
It's the Micro Machine guy.
Yep, John Machida, yeah.
So yeah, there's just a massive assault. Starscream, of course, being Starscream, always gets caught in certain predicaments. Almost gets caught as like one of the things is closing. He gets his foot stuck in it and has to like. Does he rip off his foot or does he just kind of just get pinched and he just flies away?
He shoots it. He shoots part of it off so he can get
Yeah.
away.
He's like,
Yeah.
my foot! As he flies away. We also get Insecticons here. We get a grasshopper and a beetle, I think.
A beetle, yeah.
As they're like chewing. They're the only things that can chew through the door to the base. I do love the shot though of Cup and I think it's Cup and Hot Rod when they're driving off the ramp to go into the base.
Yeah.
The grasshopper one, it runs over its head and you see like the impact of it. But then the beetle just gets knocked off and it's like, whoo! Just falls
See you
down like
later.
Wile E. Coyote. Yeah.
Or
Whoops.
kick back, gets his head squashed.
Oh yeah, that was great. But then they go up and there's like, we meet Perceptor, who is kind of the one who sends out the messages. And what was the other one? Blaster
Yeah.
was the one who is just the Autobots Soundwave. And he's just like, you got to send a message out to Optimus and let him know that the Decepticons are absolutely annihilating us. So send help. And he's like, oh, right, let's do that. Sends out his message. Also, do the Decepticons know that the message is being sent? Or did Megatron just look up at the disc and go, we probably should knock that out? because he's probably sending a message.
I always thought that he probably knew that it was going out, so that's why he had Soundwave to destroy the satellite.
Ah, man, I love Soundwave though. He's like, Soundwave, knock out the signal.
Yeah.
He's like, and then he has to call all of his different ones out of his tape. What are all? I know Prowler's one of them, right? Is it Prowler?
No, you have Rumble, Frenzy, Ratbat, and Laserbeak.
Oh,
so I always remembered Laserbeak and whatever the fuck the cat was, but I don't remember the other
Ravage.
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 Ravage. Sorry, Ravage. Yeah,
okay, it was
fucking dudes, and I was like, who are these small men inside of Sound?
Yeah, there used to be two birds. There was Laserbeak and Buzzsaw, but Buzzsaw he died in the series.
Ravage is the one that I was saying, not Prowler. I got the names mixed up. It was Ravage because I remember Ravage being in. He was in Transformers 07, right? Or was it Revenge of the Fallen?
Revenge of the Fallen.
Because Soundwave in that movie is a fucking satellite, which is so stupid.
And he was also in Beast Wars too.
Was he a satellite there?
No, I'm sorry, Ravage. Ravage was in Beast Wars.
I just fucking with you, dude. I was like, okay.
But my favorite thing though is when, of course they rip out the satellite so they can't send any more of the message, and then of course they look down and they see Perceptor and Blaster in there. And then they got the one that has like the punching arm, like the mechanized arms, and it shatters the glass. And then when they drop in, it's like Soundwave's little guys versus Blaster's little guys, and it's just like the big Transformers are fighting, and then you have the little guys like
yeah,
fighting on each other.
And this was the first time that Blaster had you've seen his cassettes. Was this movie?
It's
really
so funny that they're just like, just make Soundwave a good guy.
Yeah,
that's who he is.
What did he have before?
He didn't have any in season 2 when he premiered. He didn't have any cassettes with him. It was just him facing off against Soundwave by himself. This was the first time you actually saw him have cassettes. The toys, I think, were already out. The little cassettes were for him, but cartoon-wise, this is the first time you actually saw him.
This didn't animate it. I got it.
Animated. And they were cool, too, because you had a rhinoceros, you had a lion, and, of course, he had 2 robot guys, too.
Okay.
If I were to collect Transformers toys, which I unfortunately don't have any Transformers toys.
There's a lot.
I know.
Oh,
I want a Soundwave and I want a Blaster. I want both sides because I love sound. Like I'm, of course, I'm on the side of the Autobots. I'm for the force of good, as I'd like to see myself. But Soundwave's just a cool ass character, man. I mentioned it before. His voice is really cool, and I just love. Like, yes, it is very 80s because like cassettes aren't much of a like people are collecting them today for nostalgia purposes. They're still a really cool thing to own. But like that was the thing in the 80s. It was cassettes and VHS and vinyl, which vinyl is huge again, but
yep.
But it was like it just made sense, and it's just so cool. And when I remember knowing the character of Soundwave and what he could do, and then when Revenge of the Fallen came out and I saw Soundwave as a satellite, I was like, what the fuck is that? You're gonna ruin that character?
Be a car. He'd be a car.
Yeah, true. Yeah, they just they were like, remember when we fucked him up? Yeah, we're gonna fix that.
I remember my boy upstairs, because he's a big fan. He's not like the biggest Transformers guy. Like, he watches a little bit, but he loves the Dinobots. He has one of the newer like big repops of G1 Grimlock. It's so fucking cool, dude.
Grimlock is so cool.
Grimlock's the tits, dude.
Grimlock is very cool, and they really listen. I will defend the designs of the Dinobots at the end of Age of Extinction, but they underutilized those characters so much in that movie. Like, oh yeah, so for the last 3 minutes, here's the Dinobots. You're like, where the fuck were they the whole time?
Yeah,
they were just hiding behind this mountain in China. Like, okay, cool, thanks.
It's just Beast from Hollow Mountain again, dude. That's all
the people from, I think they were in Shanghai. I can't remember where in China they were at the end of that movie, but it was just like, we heard a legend of robotic dinosaurs in the mountains, but we've never seen them before.
That's normal.
Yeah. So we then see the Destructicons or Devastator without the dangly balls from Revenge of the Fallen.
So fucking stupid.
The dumbest shit ever.
I hated that.
He's really cool in this because he is like, in that movie it was more of just like,
here's a punchline.
Well, yeah, because Devastator, he was huge. It was cool to see, other than the stupid thing I just mentioned. But this movie, it shows them as different characters, and then they all come together to make Devastator, which is really cool. Especially in the scene a little later when they're arguing with everybody, and it's every single one of them voicing their opinion on like what should happen. But it's really cool. But one of my favorite lines was, I can't remember who the character who said it, but it was one of them. It might have been Blaster after the fight with Starscream or Soundwave's little guys. One of them gets on a gun and is like, I have better things to do tonight than die. I was like,
Springer.
Was it Springer? Okay, that is such a cool line. I had to write it down because that's badass, man. So the city is on the verge of destruction. Optimus then shows up and just like, don't worry, everybody, I'm here. I'm going to rectify everything. Sorry. At least he's better than Burger King Man from that Ultraman movie we watched where he was just like, I'm on another planet as my planet gets destroyed.
You guys got this. And it just
no one's going to tell me that my planet is now covered in ice, but I'm just going to stand here.
I can sense everything else, but not my planet dying.
He's just, the Whopper song is just coursing through his head.
He's a really shitty Heimdall. Can I point that out? Like, he's a fucking ass Heimdall. There, go ahead.
But yeah, he shows up with the Dinobots, which is awesome. And that's when we get the first, you got the touch. Bow, bow, you got the power. Which is played for every massive scene. That's the thing about this movie that it's very different than probably any movie you'll ever see, is that there is a song like this for every single scene of this movie with the score incorporated in, like very, very minimal, but it's there. But like these songs are played throughout the entire thing, which you don't get that a lot in movies, unless it's like a James Gunn movie like Guardians of the Galaxy, where they're playing a lot of classic rock songs, throughout to kind of incorporate into the theme of the scene. But this movie, it's just like, it's nonstop action. It's nonstop 80s rock. It's just like, you're just like sitting there like, oh my God, when does it end?
This song and the other Stan Bush song, Dare, I think they're the only two that get played twice in the movie, I believe.
Yes, because this one gets played, the touch gets played at the end.
Yeah.
Because, of course, it's like the most, it's supposed to be one of the biggest scenes of the movie.
Yeah. And I think Dare gets played toward the end, too, or toward the final battle.
But we get Optimus doing Optimus things. He literally is like, I'm fighting Megatron. That's who I'm fighting. But he has to wipe out like a bunch of Decepticons first. And he does the freaking, oh my God. One of my favorite shots is him jumping up, shooting, doing a crazy flip around to destroy these Decepticons before he faces off against Megatron. And then that's when we get the iconic line of, one shall stand, one shall fall. And he's like, why do you waste your time? You should ask yourself that same question. That's not the exact line, but it's roughly what he says. But yeah, they fight, and it's freaking awesome. I love it. And but then, of course, you gotta have that one young buck who's just, he wants to help, but unfortunately him helping turns into the biggest tragedy of the movie. And that is Hot Rod, as he sees Optimus fighting Megatron. It's like, how are you part of all this and you don't realize that Optimus and Megatron fighting needs to happen? You do not need to. You do not need to help. You do not need to be a part of this. Just let Optimus and Megatron fight. One's going to die at some point. One's going to be defeated. And yeah, if Optimus is the one who dies on his own, then you avenge him. But like, you got to that's just how it works. That's why that's why, spoiler, he dies in Revenge of the Fallen, which we all knew he was going to come back anyways. Also, the trailer didn't do a very good job of hiding the fact that Optimus was going to die. But he also was fighting Megatron plus another person or another Decepticon, which was kind of like, yeah, that's kind of bullshit. Fuck you. But the Decepticons were like that.
They do that, yep.
But of course, Hot Rod sees it and he's like, oh, I gotta go help. And I don't forget his name. Cup. I don't know why I'm forgetting that. Cup's like, no, that Optimus can handle himself. Like, you got to stay down here. And he's like,
Optimus would have beat Megatron clearly one-on-one if Hot Rod hadn't interfered.
He was about to.
Yeah, he was
about to win. Like that. Like Hot Rod is the only reason why everything kind of turns towards the Decepticons, because Prime has the upper hand. He gets the gun. Everybody's like, finish him off, Prime, finish him off. And of course, you get because he's going to be defeated, Megatron's just like, no, please, Optimus, please. I'll be better. I'll be a good boy now. And he's just like, that's what you say now, but until I let you live. And then, of course, he has the gun aimed at him, and Hot Rod's like, Optimus, don't you dare, Megatron, and like tackles him. And then Megatron's like, well, now I have the upper hand, and just just gets Optimus a good 3 times with the cannon.
Yep.
I also got to mention that Optimus had been hit multiple times. He, like, the one that I always was like, you couldn't have dodged that attack, was when he takes a piece of shrapnel or something, and he just spears him, and Optimus sees this thing flying and just like
takes it.
Yeah, just God. You're like, what?
Yeah, then he gets the lightsaber slash right in the same spot too.
Yeah. That shot of Megatron with the sword as he goes up, and it's very similar to shots we saw in Gundam, in that Gundam movie, with this guy, kind of the same color too of the laser sword that they both use, are kind of very similar. Maybe it's a little nod to Mobile Suit Gundam with this.
Could be
a little bit. Which I have a really strong feeling that Transformers takes some influence from Gundam. Gundam did come out before Transformers, so and they're both Japanese, right? They're both of Japanese origin, so I could see it. And it's pretty funny that we literally went from talking about one robot movie to another robot movie, and then we're going to talk about another robot movie. It's just, yeah. Optimus gets one last hit. I do love when Megatron's going to take his final shot, and dude, it's the grab your hands together and make that just uppercut. Just such a great shot. Sends him back, but then
off a cliff,
which then puts Megatron pretty much out of commission. And so they're both down for the count. And of course, that bastard Starscream sees his opportunity. He's just like, well, how you feeling now, Megatron? Just kicks him.
Kicks him in the gut. Yeah.
And he's like, don't leave me, Soundwave. And Soundwave's just like, yes, Master Megatron. And just picks him up and just carries him off. Which I love. I was like, man, that's a loyal subject right there. Soundwave's like, fuck you. Because no one likes this fucking guy. No one likes Starscream. They're just there because they're like, well, he might kill us. He's pretty powerful. He's also huge in this movie. Like, his stature, like, he's bigger than Megatron. Like, when you look at them, like, side by side, like the way, especially when you see the scene of him getting coordinated, and maybe it's just the way they shoot him, but he looks huge compared to the
Well, he's got some added parts onto him too when he's being coordinated.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. But then we get the train. I love the train.
Astro Train.
Get us out of here. Choo choo. And all I can think of is the Thomas. I am going to post that. I'm going to post that clip of them taking off an Astro Train, and it's just going to be the Thomas theme behind it.
Please. I'd be disappointed if you didn't.
Well, I need to be reminded. Actually, I'm going to write that in my binder here. Astro Train Thomas tank engine clip. All right, there. I reminded myself.
Nailed it. 10 out of 10.
Great though. I love Astro Train. He's so cool. I literally when that scene happens, I was like, my son was sitting watching with me the first time we were watching it. I was just like, that's what trains used to look like back in the day.
And they also flew in space.
They did. They just woo.
See you later.
So then we get the most iconic and most depressing scene of the entire movie, and that is the passing of Optimus Prime. I almost forgot his name for a second. Optimus Primus.
The band Primus?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
It's their new name, Optimus Primus.
Yes. Okay, I got a question. We were watching this movie. Did it feel like there were just sections of it where there were just no background music? Or almost none?
So I feel like that was on purpose for this.
Okay. Yeah, it wasn't just this scene, but there was a couple scenes throughout. It just felt like there was like, I know it was probably for impact, but it's like, I feel like there should be something back here. But maybe that's just
I could see that. Yeah, it was really hard though to tell because there was just so much happening, and there was
Mm.
always music, and it's like but like when this scene pops up, and of course it's supposed to be very sad, which it is. You know, it's the death of Optimus Prime, and unlike other movies, and of course, spoiler, he comes back in the show, so it's not like this was forever. And he died again, so like I think he dies multiple times.
Yeah,
So
pretty much.
it's still sad though because you know he's not coming back. Like there's no, it's not like Revenge of the Fallen where they're like, well, if you just put the Matrix into him, he just comes back to life again and then like sucks everybody's parts up and becomes like Ultra Optimus or whatever the heck they called him in that.
Yeah, Vince DiCola's score, little song that he puts in here during this moment, helps add to the sadness.
Yes,
as he's dying. Plus, then Daniel's crying. I'm just like, that's me.
But there was no audio.
You can't cry, or you can't die.
There was no audio for him crying. In the version I watched, he was no sobbing. No, it was just.
Oh no,
it's silent.
Everything is silent.
Yeah.
Everything is silent. Like even the computers. Like I don't think you actually hear the computers like the blips.
You hear a little bit in the beginning when Cup is looking at it. You hear a little bleep here and there. Yeah,
but when Cup turns around.
It goes
kind
silent.
of react. It goes. Everything just goes silent.
You just hear that light, faint Vince DiCola score that he created just for that scene playing in the background as he's talking to Ultra Magnus.
And he has to pass the matrix of leadership on to Ultra Magnus, who is Robert Stack.
I'm just a soldier.
He's
I can't do it, Prime.
Even though he looks like another version of Optimus Prime, he just like the design of him is like, that fits. Like this kind of looks like the guy who should be the next dude because you have to say very similar designs.
The toy was, yeah.
So, and it's really sad because it's, I love the detail when they zoom in to the certain Transformers faces, especially like Optimus. Yeah. And then like earlier when they zoom into Megatron, you could see the Energon coming out of his face, like out of his mouth. Like, I could still function.
Yep.
Just great. And it's just everybody saying goodbye and him passing the Matrix on. I love the one where he like drops it and Hot Rod's got to catch it and then he puts it into his chest. This was the shot though that I was mentioning earlier where it looked like the animation was glitched or the animation was weird because when Ultra Magnus is putting the Matrix into his chest, it goes into his chest and then it like glitches and it's back out of his chest and it's going back in again. I was like, all right. I'm not going to be too nitpicky about that, but it was kind of just go back and just watch that scene again and just like see if you could see it because I was like, oh, that was interesting. Like somebody like the cells or however they were doing it just kind of overlapped or repeated itself in the editing process. I don't know. It was weird.
I mean, it's a little foreshadowing too, because when Hot Rod catches it before it hits the ground, he gets the big glowing light behind him and everything too. Yeah. Like, I always thought when it fell out of Ultra Magnus' chest, that was their way of saying he's not the chosen one. He's just a placeholder until it goes to Hot Rod. That's how I always took it as a kid.
So Magnus puts it inside of him, and then of course Optimus fully dies, turns gray. And then we get, of course, you solidify him being dead. He turns his head. He's dead. So, the history behind this, and probably, all Transformers fans know this, they made a G.I. Joe movie a year after this.
Yeah.
And they were going to kill Duke off, who is the main character of G.I. Joe. But because Transformers was coming out first, and they killed Optimus Prime in this, they decided to just have Duke be in a coma at the end. I don't remember where that scene happens in G.I. Joe, the movie. But instead of killing off Duke, they just put him in a coma. And I guess they shot it as him dying, but then they had to go back and like dub in other dialogue to just say, oh no, he's just in a coma.
Yeah, when Serpentor throws a snake at you and it goes inside your chest and it explodes out with blood, you're dead. You're not in a coma. I don't care what the voiceover says. You're not in a coma.
They're like, we can't kill two of our like most popular characters in two of the shows that we do.
Isn't that around the time? So I'm not knowledgeable on G.I. Joe at all. I've just watched like things on YouTube about it, right? So isn't that around the time where they like started fighting like weird snake people?
That was the movie. Yeah, that was the end of the Sunbow series when they introduced Cobra Law, and you found out that Cobra Commander was like a part of an ancient snake race that went underground once the Ice Age happened.
Yeah, and that,
Yeah.
apparently people didn't like that.
No, a lot of people didn't like that. No, it didn't. And plus with the failure of this movie, the G.I. Joe movie was just straight to home video and
Oh.
TV. Yeah, it never went to theaters. No.
Damn. Okay.
Hey, Dans. What killed the dinosaurs?
The Ice Age.
The Ice Age.
You won't put me back in the cooler.
Because they were supposed to kill
Hey.
Duke off, and Falcon, Don Johnson's character, was going to kind of be taken over. But then after all the parents wrote letters in about, why did you kill Optimus? My kid has locked himself in his room. Why would you do this? They're like, oh shit, I guess we better redo.
Better rewrite that.
We'll
Like,
put
I
in a
know
little
that-
piece of dialogue that says, "Oh, he's in a coma." Okay.
Like I understand like these were just literally meant to make toys, but like the fact that they just go in here and just slaughterhouse like their original regime is just fucking wild to me.
Yeah, I mean, even, they've all came out and said it was just to get rid of the 84, 85 toy line and bring in new toy lines, because even Optimus Prime by this time in 86, his toy, according to them, wasn't selling that well anymore. So like, well, we need to refresh the brand. So let's just kill them all off
Yeah.
and bring new
No.
people back.
Now, when
They didn't
everybody
realize
complains-
what Optimus Prime meant to the kids.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
just thought he was just another toy, another character. They didn't understand that a lot of these kids, including myself, looked up to him like a father figure. Every day we'd go home and watch him, and he would be a father figure to us.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the thing is like this. Obviously, this was the big toyetic era, the
Yeah.
70s, 80s, and 90s, early 90s and stuff. And like I think that was like you said, like they didn't realize it was just money to them. Like we'll just make more characters, kids will buy more toys, whatever. They don't think about that attachment.
That's all it was, and that's why they brought him back in season 3.
The return of Optimus.
Yeah, the first time they brought him back, he was like a zombie, and he basically died again. And then they incorporated it into the Return of Optimus Prime 2-parter that these humans saved him before he blew up in his ship.
Oh, okay.
Nice. So, where am I? Oh my goodness.
You're on the one on the
Uh,
left, dude.
Yeah.
On your left. On your left.
So Unicron is pissed because the Matrix didn't get destroyed, because that is ultimately his goal. He needs to destroy the Matrix because it's the only thing that can truly stop him. So because it got passed down to Ultra Magnus, he's pissed, and then you hear like a loud roar, which I guess is just repurposed from the Incredible Hulk TV series.
Really?
I
It's the
think
Hulk's
so.
roar. Yeah. Because there was no way that they were going to have Orson Welles be able to do that.
No.
He could barely talk.
Yeah, bless him. He could barely get his lines out.
Yeah. So then we go from this somber moment of the Autobots saying goodbye to their leader and like you seeing how they respect their dead, to then, which I want to back up just a little bit. I need to talk about this more. So I get it. We're sad. Optimus is the leader and everything, but you also realize that 95 other Autobots just got
Yeah.
destroyed, and they're not mourning them at all.
Nobody gives a shit, dude.
Nobody cares. Nobody
And
cares.
a lot died off screen that we didn't see because they didn't
Yeah.
get it animated.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So we then see the Decepticons on Astro Train, and I love where Starscream's just like, Astro Train has said that we should lighten our load. They're like, and that's when the Destructicons are just like, that's when we should have survival of the fittest.
Yes.
So they literally are fighting, like they literally take all of the wounded and they just toss them out of Astro
The
Train.
eyes have it, and just like
Yes.
woo, everybody goes.
And
Everybody
of
else
course,
like, nice.
yeah, Starscream is carrying Megatron over.
Oh,
He's just like,
oh.
Starscream, I can still function. He's like, you want to bet?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
just lets him-
wee.
and he's like,
Best line in the
Starscream! As he just flies out. But my favorite is he flies under the wing of Astro Train, but then the next shot is him just shooting across the screen. And the like, that's not the angle at all. Like, where did he
Nope.
come from? It's so perfect. It's
Best
so
line in the
perfect.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Oh
want to
my
bet?
You
And he's got the
bet.
smirk on his face when he says
Oh,
it.
he wanted Megatron gone for a long time. This was his opportunity. I love that they kept Starscream like that for every iteration, where it's like he's always a slimy little bitch, but he also is treated like shit from Megatron. Like
Except-
Megatron has him be his like right hand man, but then always calls him an idiot.
The only time he isn't is the first Bay movie where he does dick all.
Oh yeah, he doesn't do well.
Well, he's there, but he's not his slimy, conniving.
No, it wasn't
usual
until
self.
Revenge
No,
of the Fallen, I think.
no, he's just like, I'm just Starscream, blah blah blah. I'm evil Jetman. Like, okay, dude, sure.
Oh, when he dies though in the
there.
Bayverse is actually really satisfying.
Yes, it is.
And one of the other cartoons they did from Japan, I think was called, I believe it was Armada. He was
Yeah, I've heard
actually
about him.
he was actually a hero at the end of the series.
Really?
Yeah,
like,
he kind of
righted
had a
his wrongs?
redemption arc. That was like one of the very few times he was kind of a redemption arc good guy for him for a moment.
I remember that. Was there like a PS2 game? Armada?
Mm,
I don't know. I
There
either
might have
remember
been
it on
one.
TV or a video game. I can't remember which one.
The only video games I remember were the Fall of Cybertron and War of Cybertron.
Yeah,
thought
those
those
are
were
good
good.
games.
Yeah,
Good
which I
games.
guess are like impossible to find if you don't own them,
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't get like a digital.
or they're very expensive.
Yes.
Which the Touch was actually included in that game, and a remix version. And I forgot to mention that the Touch was also in Bumblebee, which is one of my favorite live action Transformers movies.
Really?
I really like Bumblebee.
Isn't
Yeah.
the Bumblebee more like G1?
It is.
Yes,
Yeah,
he's
that's
the
good.
bug.
Travis
Yeah.
Knight directed Hit, same guy did Masters of the Universe. So
I need to watch that. It's on my list. I still need
Oh,
to
it's
watch
so
it.
good.
Fun, man. It's so fun.
good.
We talked about
I-
when I was getting my last tattoo. I was talking to the lady. She's a big Masters of the Universe fan.
Yeah.
It sounds fun. Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, I really kick myself for not seeing it on the big screen, but I have seen it and it is good. I definitely want to talk about the original at some point.
Was there another movie? Oh yeah, it
no,
was
the
with,
original with Dolph Lundgren one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
one-
that's right. That's right. I
Yeah.
always forget that fucking one.
Yeah. But so the Decepticons fight over leadership of who's going to be, and it ends up being Starscream anyways, because Starscream's the first one to be like, I nominate myself as the next leader, and
Of course he
everybody's
does.
like, and of course they all fight over, oh no, yeah, and so they all fight, and then it ends up being Starscream anyways. So
I love the
Megatron's
correlation.
body is just flying through. It's so good. Megatron's is flying through space until he runs into Unicron. He's like, Megatron. He's like, I need you to become my servant and destroy the Matrix. And I'll give you a new body and you'll get some new people to help you and everything is good. And Megatron's like, I don't need help. No one controls Megatron. He's like, all right, well, see you later then. Just like attempts to shoot him back out into space. He's like, wait! I'll do your bidding. Please. Don't send
It's
me
so
off.
funny because he tells him, he's like, yeah, I'll give you a new body, new troops to command, and a new ship. And Megatron's like, and nothing. You belong to me.
That is a great added little thing because Megatron is just such a piece of shit. He's like, and
Yeah.
nothing, you little bitch. I'm already giving you all these other things.
Yeah, you belong to me. And Megatron's like, I belong to nobody. And then that's when he's like, okay.
All right, well, see you later. But that,
I'll pick somebody else.
yeah, there's other guys flying around in space. I'll just grab one of those. But I do love the animation of him being grabbed by Unicron
Yeah.
and then like turned around and then like the whole him transforming into Galvatron, where it's like it shows all the inner workings and then him like reforming and all this, but then you also get like him breaking down all of it's like you are now Galvatron. And of course, his voice changes into Leonard Nimoy, which I always thought was funny. It's like, oh man, I really wish it just stayed as Frank Welker, just to but have him like slightly change the voice up. But Leonard Nimoy's voice does like the voice. I mean, he's just using his voice, just modulated. It kind of sounds similar to Megatron in a way, just like it more clean because
It does a
Megatron's
little
voice
bit. I
is
can see
very
that.
raspy.
Yes.
And then of course we get the cool thing is they take the other Decepticons that were tossed out of the plane and grab those and transform them into his like minions. One of them is Scourge, which Scourge was in I'm thinking of live action. He was in Rise of the Beasts, right?
Yeah.
He was
Yeah, he was kind of the evil version of Optimus in a way. He was that big truck. Yeah.
Yeah. And you get the sweeps, which are his like little guys, and then you have who's the other one?
Cyclonus.
And then the Armada.
Yeah, Cyclonus is so badass. He's a great character.
But that whole transformation scene of all of those characters, really well done. Really, really cool. And he gets a new ship, and he says, you need to go to Cybertron because that is where Starscream is being crowned as the king of Cybertron. I was like, wait a second. Did they just make that crown or was that thing there the whole time? I don't know.
It's always been there. He's probably had it in his closet. He's like, when my moment comes, I'm going to use this.
One of these days, I'll be able to take it out of my closet and put it on my head.
Yep, he would. He like masquerades in his like room, I guess.
I am King Starscream.
Yep.
So, yeah, he is literally coordinated for 3 seconds. I do love the whole thing. It's like there's little bits of comedy in this movie which are well placed, and that's when he's getting coordinated, and the trumpeters won't stop trumpeting.
Yeah.
So he just blasts all the trumpets, and they're just like, oh. But as soon as he gets the crown on his head, who shows up but Galvatron and his goons, and he comes in and just like, what is this? It's like, what, you're getting coordinated? That's stupid. And he's just like, Megatron? Is that you?
Oh.
And it's like, oh, he's like, yeah, why don't you look at this? And just like transforms into his new gun and just one-shots him. But it's so cool. And if we ever did a best kill in a movie, we're going to throw that in right now. This would be my nomination.
Yeah.
His
pretty good.
Starscream's death, because it's not just him blowing up, he gets reduced to dust.
Yeah.
And then the crown rolls like in front of Galvatron, and Galvatron, instead of him picking it up, which you would expect, he just steps on it and crushes it. It's so well done. It's so well done.
Yeah, but that fits the motif for Megatron, I feel, dude. He leads by example. He don't need no crowns and shit like that. He just, he's in charge.
Yeah.
And I love the other Decepticons. Rumble's like, what did he say his name was? Galvatron. Oh, hell, Galvatron.
Yeah, everybody's like, yep.
So then we get the 2 moon bases getting taken out by Unicron. Really well done. He takes out moon base 1 first. You have the second time that this scene happens where this is the one where Jazz and Cliffjumper are on, and they go to escape. Like, oh, hey, high five, we escape. And it's like, oh, no, it gets sucked into Unicron.
Yeah,
And then,
the sad part's the last time we hear Casey Kasem play the character of Cliffjumper, he would leave the show after the movie.
Oh.
Yeah, it had to do with some, he wasn't comfortable with some of the racist characters that they would introduce in season 3.
Oh.
Yeah,
wait, so
like
I'm sorry. That shit happened that early?
Yeah, there was a character or a place that they had in season 3 called Carbomia, and it was like a Middle Eastern kind of, and he didn't care. It was the 80s.
Who brought up that idea? And everyone in the room was
gold.
like, that makes sense.
Carbomia.
That's not going to be a problem.
Bunch of white guys in suits, dude. That's fucking gold. I'm gonna have to look that shit up.
He didn't care for it, and he's like, "No, I can't be in the show." So he was never again in the show.
That
I
is
respect.
Insane.
They basically wrote
principles.
they basically wrote Cliffjumper out of the series, because of that, because they weren't going to try to revoice him, I guess. And like you were talking about with Scatman, you saw Jazz briefly in like 1 or 2 episodes of season 3, but he didn't have any speaking roles. Because I guess Scatman might have passed by then, maybe.
Probably.
You just seen him at 1 or twice, and that was it.
And Jazz gets disrespected in the 07 movie where he is ripped in half by Megatron.
I hated that. I wish he'd have lasted longer.
He's also the worst car in the whole movie, by the way. Sorry, Dan, go ahead.
No, what car was it in the movie?
He was the Pontiac Solstice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's rough. That's rough, buddy. But my Angela always, like, that's the one scene when we talk about Transformers, she always remembers that. What he's like, you want a piece of me? No, I want 2, and just rips it.
Yeah.
It's like, sure, why the fuck not?
And Jazz does nothing in that movie to begin with, but it's just like, we need to have the black character, like, because that's what Jazz is in the Transformers world. He's the black character. And it's like, we got to have him in there. It's like, so he's going to be the one who dies in the worst way. Wow, good job, Michael Bay.
Yeah,
just like those alive. 2 terribly Hispanic Transformers we get in Revenge of the Fallen.
The racist as fuck was.
Awful. And they're not even. Oh my god.
Tom Kenny was one of the voices for those too.
Yes, I know. So it was awful. Dude. It was awful.
Weren't they like a ice cream truck? Like they came together and made like an ice.
Yep.
So stupid.
And then they got the separate car modes later on. Yeah.
Did they just wait? I thought they'd stop showing up.
They did after that movie. Yeah. I think they were supposed to be some of them that got killed off by Kelsey Grammer's group. I think
Good
they
call,
might have been. Yeah, I think they got killed off.
God, Age of Extinction. Oof. So the same thing happens to Moonbase 2, and this is the one that has Bumblebee and Spike, and this is where we hear shit. We're like, oh man, this is a kids movie. They're saying
One of
shit.
I missed that.
Yeah, one of 2 curse words. Yeah,
I can't remember what the other one was, but I did write that one down.
yeah.
But this is when I was like, oh yeah, Bumblebee's in this movie.
He's not in it long.
But again, we get the same shot of them going. This is the one where they actually high five because they think they escaped, and they're like, "Oh no, we're getting sucked in." I was like, "My God, we get it!" Like, no one's gonna escape from this. All right, whatever. But it all leads to the end, anyways. There's another attack on Earth, and the Dinobots are hard to get into the ship. I do love that whole thing where Boyer is trying to get him in there and he can't do it, and he's like, "There's just really hard to get in there." And
Grimlock being a beast, dude.
yeah, and of course, like they finally are able to get him in there. They're able to escape on their ships, and because they're getting bombarded by Galvatron and his goons, and this is where we get like you think RC is just gonna die just because she missed the ship. You're like, holy shit, RC's still out there. Guess I gotta save her. But no, she holds on, and then you get a whole little thing where it's like, ooh, is there a thing going on between RC and Springer? No, because nothing else goes on between these 2 characters. And also, there's never any like romantic, like nothing romantic seems to ever occur between any of the characters. But there's only one female Transformer, so I don't know.
It's okay. The fan base takes care of that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, in season 2, they did show some female Autobots that were actually girlfriends to 3 other male Autobots, but they were only in 1 episode. And Optimus has a girlfriend, Alita 1. He had a girlfriend too.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
that
she was the leader of the female Autobots. They were on Cybertron fighting the war while Optimus and all the guys were on Earth fighting the war.
Don't worry, we got it handled.
I mean, we've been, we fell asleep for 4 million years, but we're,
Yep. We were just napping. It's fine.
You get the whole thing where, like, Grimlock is funny because, like, Grimlock and the Dinobots, they're very, like, they're not aware of, like, the magnitude of what's happening. They're very much, like, in the moment, or, like, they only participate in battles because it's, like, something happens to them, and they're like, we don't like this. We're going to fight.
Yep.
But like literally they're getting attacked by Galvatron, and he's just like, Cup, tell us stories.
Yeah.
I want more stories.
Get to the good part. Like,
yeah. It's like as they're getting hit by missiles and shit, and they're just like, oh, we're trying to survive. So Galvatron attacks. We get a crash landing from one of the ships on an unknown planet that we will later find out about. And then the others are able to narrowly escape because their ship is able to break apart, and the front of the ship flies away, and then the Galvatron doesn't see that, so he blows up the ship thinking he killed Ultra Magnus. And because Ultra Magnus had the Matrix, he thinks the Matrix is destroyed, so he's like, well, job well done. I'm going to go back and say fuck you to Unicron. I've done my work. I can be let go. So then we go to a scene underwater, and there's robot fish, and Hot Rod is underwater, like fighting these robots. Dude, the animation is fantastic. Of, like these fish getting cut in half, and it's really cool. But then you hear like, Cup in the distance. He's just like, Hot Rod, help me! And he's going. He is entangled by a freaking robot squid who just like
because everything's a robot.
Yeah, everything is robotic in space, by the way. Earth is the only thing that has actual, like, organic humans.
Yep.
But yeah, he's fighting them. He's all tangled up. He's already got his, like, arm and leg ripped off. He gets dropped, and Hot Rod shoots it in the eye. And you see, I love the cracking and then explosion of the squid eye, which then, lets him go. The him chopping off one of the tentacles was really cool too.
Yep.
Like that animation. And then of course, like it swims away, and of course even this type of squid has the ink because it inks before it swims away.
That's something I loved that they did in the early episodes of the cartoon, is some of the Transformers' hands would retract and come out with a weapon. Like Optimus had the axe, Megatron had a mace. Jazz even had a grappling hook in one episode. I think you only saw it once or twice. Then they just got away from that part.
Ride in whatever's convenient.
Yeah, that's so it's cool to see Hot Rod do that with his little buzzsaw that he had.
Did Optimus have the flame sword in earlier seasons?
Energon axe.
After this? Yes, that's cool. Which they introduced in the Bay ones.
Yeah, they showed that in the original series, like with maybe within the first 3-episode miniseries that they did, and then after that, that was the only time you ever saw it.
That's lame because that thing is so cool.
Yeah, Megatron had a mace. He had like an energy mace that he would use.
Was it like purple or something?
It was, yeah.
Of course,
right. Yep.
Of course. But this is when we get Nothing's Gonna Stand in Our Way, which, to be honest, I would sing it if I remembered how it went.
Yes.
Yeah, the new version on the new reformatted soundtrack to do is they got Sebastian Bach to sing it.
Oh.
Yeah, I think the original group was
rough, though. How good does Sebastian Bach still sound?
It sounds good. I don't know if they tweaked it or something in studios, but he sounds good.
I was gonna say some of these singers from these hair band, I can't talk. These hair metal band singers, a lot of them sound rough now, and I get it. They're a lot older.
At least it wasn't Vince Neil.
God, stop it.
He can't even remember the words to his own songs, bless him.
It's all the drugs, dude.
Maybe.
He also named his kid Neil, so his kid's name is Neil.
Neil.
Everybody just calls him like if he goes out, he has a name tag. It's just Neil squared.
Neil Jr.
Oh, so good.
Kneel before me, son of Jarrell. Sorry.
So Pup gets picked up and all of his pieces, and then Hot Rod carries him off. But then we see the other group crash land on like a trash planet or a junk planet. And this is where we get to see Eric Idle's character, which just looks like it's one of those, like, you think he's gonna be like a samurai because of the way he's got like those really pencil thin like mustache.
It looks like a Mongolian, like a stereotypical going on there. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, but then it's Eric Idle doing the voice. But at first you hear Eric Idle's voice, and then it goes to that character, and his mouth's not moving. So I don't know.
Yes.
Like, I didn't know if that was the character he was voicing at the time. But then later on, you find out that is. But he is called Rekgar.
Yeah.
And he is the leader of the Junkions.
And he talks TV. You talk TV, I talk TV.
That's really cool. Because it was, at first I was like, why is he talking like that? But then it was literally as I said that, it was like, why do you talk like that? And there's like, well, we learned how to talk from TV. And it's just very unique and cool because they're literally just talking commercials.
Yeah, it's like infomercials and shit. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, they show it in the cartoon season 3. That's what they do. They just stand around all day watching Earth TV.
But this, so the next scene is Cup getting fixed, and this is one of the very few moments in the movie where it's nothing is really happening intently. It's him getting fixed, and of course, he complains about it at first because he's like, "How you feel?" And he's just like, "Oh, you forgot a piece." It's like, "Nah, you're just stiff." And then he's like, "Oh no, actually, you did a really great job. Like, this is the best work I've ever seen." And then they run into fish people.
Yep.
And they give him like energy sticks of gum, Energon gum sticks. And does anybody remember the universal greeting? Damn it.
Who fucking made this shit up?
Ba weep, grana weep, ninny bong.
Yes. We had to include that. Thank you. But yeah, that's the universal greeting. And they repeat it back, so they clearly know it. But then they run out of Energon guns. And they're like, well, fuck you then.
Hot Rod's like, this has gotten expensive.
Yeah.
But then they get taken prisoner. And this is where we meet the Imperial Magistrate. And we get like the squid. Does the squid arm guy have a name?
Not that I can remember off the top of my head. I'm sure that he does, but I can't remember off the top of my head though. He's just one of the many races of Quintessons.
He has the head of a xenomorph.
Yep.
Very much. And Aliens came out the same year. So
yep.
Point that out. But yeah, we get the whole thing where he, it's like a multi-faced creature that determines whether the defendant is guilty or innocent, but he says innocent and it sends them to the Sharkticons. Is that what they're called?
Sharkticons, yeah.
Sharkticons. And I'm like, I don't understand the rulings here. Like, so are they just, do they get sent down there regardless? Okay.
Yeah,
I think
it don't matter.
goes.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, they're just like guilty or innocent. Innocent. Yeah. Feed him to the Sharkticons.
They just like to drop them off the board, dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And you get to see them eat it. You know, you don't get to see the actual action, but you see all the Sharkticons like jump on top of it. But this is where we meet the guy from the beginning of the movie. From Lithone.
Litho, yeah.
And
Kranix.
yes. And immediately after he meets Hot Rod and Cup, he gets taken out, and then of course he's faced with the magistrate, and I just love. He's like, "I am tired of this way of justice," and he's like, and then of course the guy's just like, "I gotta repeat myself, guilty or innocent," and it says innocent, and then he gets sent down.
And if you didn't know, if you don't mind me real quick, on the lore here, the Quintessons you find out in season 3 were the ones who created the Transformers. Oh, they created the Autobots and Decepticons. They were the original inhabitants of Cybertron, but then the Autobots and Decepticons rose up against them and drove them away.
Nice.
Yeah. So basically, season 3, they're always trying to plot to get Cybertron back, try to fool Galvatron or somebody's like, hey, you know, let's do this or whatever. But, you know,
we'll get it back. So he gets eaten. He's gone.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, hey, that guy's. Oh, he's dead. The Dinobots show up, and that's when we meet Wheelie. And Wheelie, jumping all over the place on top of him. He, hits Grimlock in the nose. He's like, I don't like that.
People complain about Andre rhyming in Princess Bride. Wheelie does nothing but rhyme. That's all he talks about.
He's got that little cute little voice here. He talks like this.
Frank Welker, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Frank Welker, man. He's just the man. So Unicron's theme, every time he pops up, is just like, oh, God, it's so good. Like, I'm downloading this soundtrack and just listening to this on loop until I'm done editing this episode because it's so good. It's so good. So the Decepticons, they find Ultra Magnus and the gang on the junk planet, and he's having one of those moments he can't perform. He's trying to open up the Matrix. He's like, come on, just open for me, please. And Galvatron's just like, having a hard time over there? Boom, 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 just absolutely annihilates him.
Yeah, that's when we get our second curse word because he says, open, damn it.
Oh.
Yeah, and
it's so funny that people consider that a swear word. For me, who says fuck a lot, I'm just like, oh, that's a swear word. That's right. That is true.
And originally, they were going to have him drawn and quartered instead of being blasted apart, but they're like,
that's a little much.
Yeah, so
I've seen people who've recreated that scene, like they've animated it or whatever.
Yeah,
it's a great scene. It's definitely one of those things that, as Daniel was mentioning earlier, where it's like this shows that Ultra Magnus isn't the chosen one. He's not the one that was meant to have the Matrix. He was just a placeholder, and then it would determine who would be the chosen one by the end.
Yeah.
But Galvatron ends up getting the Matrix and then flies away, and everybody's like, "Whoa, that's it! All hope is gone. We're all gonna die." Yeah, I know, right? That's where the credits roll. Stay tuned for next week with Transformers Season 3. Yep. And it's like, what?
Galvatron, basically, he's like, with this, Unicron will be my bitch.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep,
basically
that's exactly
what
he's doing. Yep, 100%. So Hot Rod and Cup escape the Sharkticons.
Sharkticons.
Sharkticons. All right. Grimlock and the gang, they turn up, and they turn the tide as they literally slap the shit out of a bunch of these guys. And literally like, yeah, you know who the bad guys are? Those dudes up there. And they're like, all right. And they just climb up, and then you don't really see the aftermath. They kind of leave before everything happens.
I love their entrance. They knock the door down on the xenomorph-looking Quintesson and like, excuse me.
It's so good. So then we get the junkyard fight with Weird Al playing over this scene, which is great.
Dare to
be stupid.
Yeah.
Dude, to be honest, when I threw this on the second time, I must have missed this scene the first go around when I just had it on. And I remember when the credits come up the first time, and I'm like, Weird Al had a song in this movie? What? And then when I watched it last night, I was like, holy shit, it's Weird Al. This is awesome. Oh, it's fantastic. And so the whole gang gets back together. It's a great little thing. This is when they fight with the Junkions. And Eric Idle's character finally talks, that you actually know that he is the one voicing the character that you thought maybe is the character before. But yeah, they fight a little bit, and then they end up becoming, like, everybody's like, hey, let's stop fighting. Let's have a dance party instead. And so they start having a dance party while Weird Al's playing, which is great. But then they also find out that he uses TV to talk. And they just put Magnus back together. Just like, oh yeah, that's kind of what we do. We live on a junk planet. We put shit together. Especially when you see their ships later. You're like, oh yeah. That's definitely what they do. But they put Ultra Magnus back together, and he's just like, well, I lost the Matrix. Well, we're all sad now.
Yeah, then Hot Rod's like, I'll get it back.
Yeah. And yeah, so then they're like, hey, we got cool ships. We can kind of go if you need to. And he's like, all right, sounds great. Let's do it.
He's like, why are you guys still living here when you could just leave when you want
because
to?
They're Junkions, Dan. That's their planet.
They enjoy the junk. They enjoy it.
They do. I mean, they're pretty much created with junk, so
yeah,
why not?
Yeah, I mean, like you see that scene when they're fighting and they're chasing, like one gets knocked down, he transforms to the motorcycle, the other one transforms to a robot, puts his arm back on. And
yeah, he just like, he gets knocked down. He gets knocked down off that bike, and he's just like, he just picks up his arms, just like, cuckoo.
I forgot. I didn't mention this. It just dawned on me when we were talking about this. There is a Gundam reference in this movie.
I'm not
A
surprised.
very buried. It's actually a reference to Zeta. There's like a scene where there's this like, I'm pretty sure this is it. And please, somebody tell me when I'm wrong if I am. But there's a shot where they're going over, and there's like broken parts of like somewhere in the movie of like a robot that was torn to pieces. It's just pieces all over. But somebody had taken the time to put these pieces together, and it's a Rick Diaz from Zeta in another mobile suit. I can't remember which one it is. It's really two mobile, and it's like a joke in the animators, because this is around the time Zeta Gundam was a little after Zeta Gundam came out in '85. So yeah, it's just like a little subtle like animation reference, I guess, that the artist put in.
Okay.
So
that's cool.
If I can find it, I'll post it in Discord. But it came up on my feed. It comes on my feed like every couple weeks. Like somebody posts about it on Twitter or something.
Is it the scene where Hot Rod and Cup are in jail and you see all those body parts laying around? It's in there. Okay.
That's it. That's the shot. Okay.
Oh. As somebody who is very, very new to that, I would not have noticed that.
I never did, and I've watched this movie so many times.
It's apparently very, very hard to notice, and like you literally have to be like, somebody just fucking knew and just pieced it. And it's like, oh, this is what it is. Like, okay.
Hell yeah.
So Galvatron goes back to Unicron and is just like, hey, Unicron, look what I got. I got the Matrix. Yeah, it's like, now you have to listen to me. And he's just like, are you fucking serious, man? Like, what do you do? For one, Galvatron having it on that massive chain, I was like, bro, what are we doing? I was ready for him to drop like a mixtape or something. Like, yo, it's me, Galvatron.
Yeah, dude, I've been sick, dude.
And imagine, though, pissing a guy off so much, especially this dude is a planet. Yeah. You pissed him off so much, he transforms into his form. And you're like, I don't know what you were expecting to get out of this, Galvatron, but it's not going to work, because he literally, when he transforms into his like robot self, he picks Galvatron up and just like, yum, 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 and just pops him like a pill. Little Galvatron snack. So the gang all shows up, and you get one of Unicron's moves, which is his Energon breath. He's just able to like shoot Energon out of his mouth. And he hits one of the ships, but Eric Idle literally is just like, yeah, so our ships are really well made, like where this isn't going to really affect them too much, until Unicron just grabs one of them and just crushes it in his hand. I don't think it worked that well. So they all purposely get inside of Unicron. They actually crash through one of his eyes to get inside. And Hot Rod gets separated from everybody else. He falls down like a hole, into the abyss, and he runs into Gangsta Galvatron. He's still got the Matrix wrapped around his neck with that chain. He's like, "There's no use." He's like, we can't defeat him, but we, right now we're on the same side, and he's just like, I don't think that's how that works. But
yeah, then Unicron gives him that migraine. He's like, Galvatron.
He's like, don't you dare! I still control you.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, fine, I'll listen to you. Damn it. And then they fight for a little bit, and then it cuts over to we're outside of Unicron, and that's when the Dinobots come in. He's like, Grimlock, kick butt, and then he like goes up, he sticks his claws, and then you see them like clawing at Unicron, and then they get like swept away, and they're like, well, I guess we should come up with a different plan.
Yep.
We then are inside Unicron, and there's like Autobot. There's just Transformers being tossed into this like acid bath. Which is this just his stomach?
Yeah, that's what I
guess.
took it. Kind of a way of digestion. Yeah.
Also, why does
Processing
it have a lid?
Plot.
I don't know.
Yeah, because Spike is literally one of them, and Daniel is like, oh no, Dad, no, and he's like, Daniel, you have to shut the lid. You gotta shoot it. Because we forgot to mention the fact Daniel's in a exosuit now. That was his dad's. And my favorite thing when he's learning how to use the exosuit, because he's learned how to walk, and he's like a deer being born. He's like, whoa. but then he does a flip and lands in. I was like, you went from not being able to walk to doing like an epic flip. All right.
Quick.
But then he like falls over again. But yeah, he's got to figure out how to use the cannons on the exosuit, because he's like, I don't have any guns. He's like, they're in the exosuit. Shoot the lid. And he's able to shoot the lid just in time before his dad falls. But you get of course, the fake out where it's like, did he fall in? No. He's like, you did it, son. Great job. And everybody claps. We then are back with Galvatron and Hot Rod, and as they're fighting. And Galvatron has the upper hand. He's like choking them out. He's like, you Autobots are so easy to kill. Like, it's not even fun anymore.
Yeah.
But then he's got the freaking Matrix on a chain, and he doesn't have any hold of Hot Rod's hand, and so Hot Rod rips the Matrix off of him and is able to use it because he is the chosen one. And you hear Optimus's voice, Hot Rod, you are now Rodimus Prime. And he's like, whoa.
Then he grows.
He grows, yep. Because
his body grew 3 sizes that day.
The funny thing is, though, is I didn't realize he grew until he transforms into his new car, which is like his car, but like added layers.
It's like his car bigger, but it has a trailer, like a trailer.
A lot of fans call it a Space Winnebago.
Yes,
it's a Spaceballs Winnebago.
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
But he's able to use the Matrix to transform. He becomes Rodimus Prime, but also he uses it. He sends Galvatron outside of Unicron. He just sends him into space. But he is able to destroy Unicron from the inside because he's able to use the power of the Matrix.
Yeah,
and
boom, darkest hour.
It's so good. Yes. And it just the light, and then of course you see everything just start to deteriorate from the inside. It's fantastic, and Unicron of course is feeling it, and he's like, and everybody, and then I love that they entered in one eye and exited out the other.
Yeah,
it's great. But then you see him like, guy's like, you can't stop my destiny, and then his head pops off, and then his body blows up.
Yep,
it's great.
And that head will float around Cybertron for all of season 3.
Really? Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
That's a nice little touch. I like that.
He's still alive to a point because he actually gives Starscream his body back in an episode.
How long after this came out in season 3 start?
Let's see. The movie was in August. Season 3 was September or October.
Oh wow!
Damn, that's pretty quick turn.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, because they were already working on this movie at the end of season 1. They already started working on this movie and having an idea. That's why you didn't. Most of the characters, if fans notice season 2 characters, most of them don't speak because they hadn't cast them yet when they were filming this movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah. Then we get now newly named Rodimus Prime. He walks out of a building on Cybertron. He's just like, "The Cybertronian War is over," and I was like, "I don't think so."
I'm the leader now. Ha
At this time, this is what you get. And then he's like, "Till all are one." And then we get, "You got the touch.
Yeah.
You got the power."
Soon after this, like the power goes to Rodimus's head, and he just starts like taking like energon-based like drugs.
Oh Lord.
He actually
Dark
season
times.
3, basically the whole season, Rodimus is like, I'm not worthy. I can never stand up to Optimus Prime. Why was I chosen? And Ultra Magnus like, look, you're just as good as Optimus was. You have to stop putting yourself down.
Quit being a bitch.
Yeah.
He stays depressed pretty much almost the whole season 3.
Oh wow, that's so cool. You get like this whole lead up to him becoming this character, and then it's just like, oh, I'm gonna be sad boy the whole next season.
He's got good moments where he feels good about himself and he feels confident. But there are several episodes when he fails. He's like, he looks at the statue of Optimus Prime. He's like, I'll never meet up to you. He's like, I'll never be you.
Oh, sad boy Rodimus. But then we see Unicron's head floating around, and then we get a freeze frame, and then we get the awesome Transformers theme over the credits. And yes, did I play the entire credits? Absolutely, because this fucking song slaps. This song slaps. But that is it. That is the plot of 1986's The Transformers, the movie.
Hey horror friends, welcome to Tomb of Terrors. I'm Old Man Brad, your guide into darkness. Here, every episode is a journey into horror. I'm digging up the latest releases, having conversations with the filmmakers who bring these nightmares to life, or sometimes dragging in my friends to explore cult classics, like Bruno Mattei's Cruel Jaws. There's something spine-tingling around every corner. So whether you love a bloody Italian slasher, a chilling ghost story, or those hidden treasures scattered throughout Tubi, this tomb has something for every horror fan. Just dim the lights, cozy up in a blanket, and step inside. If you dare.
Now it's time to go around the room and share our final thoughts, our Dissect That Film ratings, and an extra little thing just because we're talking about Transformers. What or who is your favorite Transformer from this movie? So we're going to start, of course, with our guest, Daniel.
Yeah, like I said at the beginning, I love this movie. I've loved this movie since I was a little kid. I've watched it numerous times. I can't tell you how many times. I don't even know if this VHS still works. I've watched it so many times. I don't know. Of course, it's going to get the seal of approval from me. It always has. It always will. It's my favorite Transformer movie out of everything that's ever been put out. It can do no wrong. I'm worried about what they're going to do with this 40th anniversary because they're supposed to add footage at the end of the movie or something. I'm like,
That's weird. I saw that.
What are you doing? I don't know what you're doing, Hasbro.
So is this new animation? They're just adding to the movie?
Yeah, I would assume so. Yeah, I would assume so. I don't know what they're going to do. It's good. I don't know, but I'm curious. I don't know.
Keep us
see.
in the loop.
Sorry, Dan.
I said keep us in the loop.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, I always love this movie. I always will. As far as like a favorite character in this movie, Optimus aside, I would have to go with probably. Oh gosh, I like Springer. He's not in it a lot. He's in it. He's in season 3 a lot more. But I like Springer. I like what he does. I like he's almost kind of second in command to Ultra Magnus in a way throughout the film like that. And he's kind of the. I don't know what I want to say the word is, but he kind of keeps people in line a little bit when Magnus is doubtful, because Magnus is even doubtful a little bit himself, throughout the film a little bit. So I have to go with Springer. I think I like Springer in the movie.
All right. Dan?
This one, honestly, I think it's well made. I think it's well animated, and not all of it there seems to be like some inconsistency qualities for me for the animation, but when it matters, it's fucking great. The soundtrack's wild. I think I was maybe a little bit too young for this. If I would have watched it more when I was a little younger, I probably liked it more. I did enjoy it, but it's not a go-to for me. I own the 4K as well. I've seen this movie a couple times already. I think it's fun, quirky movie to toss in. And yeah, I enjoyed it. I'd say I don't. I have to give it it's a movie thing, but not in a bad way because I think this is an enjoyable film. It's just a lot of shit going on, and if you don't watch Transformers, you probably don't know half of what the fuck's going on. Because I haven't watched Transformers in God, over a decade. Well, no, probably even longer than that. So like, it's been a long time since I watched G1. But it was still enjoyable. You know, the voice acting and all the stuff that goes with it. But I would say probably my favorite is always going to be, even though he's the biggest piece of shit that exists, I fucking love Starscream. Fucking love Starscream all the way. The dude's a douche. Always fucks up, only thinks of himself. He's great. I love his voice actor, Christopher Collins. Good stuff.
This movie rules. This is, like, I've seen it 2 or 3 times over the last couple days, and I could watch it way more over the next few days. Like, it's such a easy movie to just kind of throw on. You could either have it in the background and just literally jam to the music that's going on during the movie and not even watch any of the actual movie itself, or you can intently watch it and just watch in awe of just like the animation, and like knowing how fast they had to make this movie is just show how, like, what they were able to do with that time is just super impressive. And yeah, this is just a good time, and it's fucking violent. Like, this is this is Transformers, like, rated R. Like because it's robots, of course it's not going to be rated that much, like that high. But like, this is when you're a kid and you're watching like the original series, and then you go to watch this movie and you're just seeing these Transformers getting torn apart and like their faces exploding and like all that. You're like, what the hell is this? But like, I was so in. I was pumped for everything that was going on screen. This is definitely getting the seal. I'm going to watch this many, many more times. I'm glad I bought that 4K. It's definitely going to be used quite a bit. Also, the 4K looks gorgeous. If you watch the Blu-ray, it's in 4:3. The 4K upconverts it so it's full screen. And it looks gorgeous. The colors pop. Everything just looks really good. It doesn't look like it was just stretched to fill the full screen. It like everything just looks really good on the 4K. So if you want to get this movie, if you want to check this movie out, I highly recommend snagging a 4K copy. And they're not very expensive because there are different versions of it because of all the anniversary editions that have come out in the past. This is the 35th. So
I think it's like $20 at Walmart.
$20 at Walmart, or it might be a little less now if you look at other places. So, you know, go with that. But it's definitely getting the seal for me. And my favorite, I mentioned it already in the episode, I love Soundwave. He's just so cool. Also, I'll give it to Blaster since he is the Autobot equivalent to Soundwave. So I'm going to give them as kind of like a collaborative effort because they're both pretty much the same. I like Soundwave because he's so loyal to like, as much as he's on the bad side, which, you know, but he's just so loyal to Megatron. And I think the only thing I would complain about is that Soundwave doesn't do much when they decide to throw Megatron out the plane.
Yeah,
out of Astro
like,
Train.
yep, letting it happen.
He's just like, I guess it's just going to happen. So, but yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah, talk about the animation. It was done by Toei, and it was beautiful animation. They did season 1 and 2. Season 3 was done by Nelson Shin's company, so it was done quicker, and it looked a little less. Some fans aren't a big fan of it, but I don't mind it. It's okay. It's a completely different studio, but he was known to be quick and on time, so that's why they kind of went with them instead of Toei. So,
oh yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, so the last little bit of notes for this was that it made 1.7 mil when it first came out, which is 5 million in 5 million in 2025 in its opening weekend. It opened at 14th place, but its final box office was $5.8 million, which is $17 million today. And it was the 99th highest grossing film of 1986. So not great, but it made some money. But also, because of all of its re-releases and everything, it has made a good amount of money over the years. So, the history of its release when it comes to physical media was released in VHS and Betamax in 1987 through Family Home Entertainment, which I always just think of PBS with that stuff.
What, Betamax?
No, the Family Home Entertainment.
Oh, yeah.
FHE.
H-E. Yep,
Yeah.
I remember they draw it out.
Yep. It was released in 1999 on VHS through Rhino Home Video, which it uses the UK master, which has a scrolling text and narration to replace the cast credits.
Yep.
And then there was an additional narration that told everybody Optimus Prime will return.
Yeah.
They're like, well, don't worry, guys. There was a DVD in 2000 which had a newly remastered print based on the US version, and it restores Spike's swear because they actually cut the swear out of a lot of the home releases of it. And then they're like, come on, it was in the movie. In 2006, I got a 20th anniversary special edition through Sony, which got a bunch of cool extras. And then Shout Factory did the 30th anniversary Blu-ray and DVD in 2016, and then in 2021, the 35th anniversary 4K. And it grossed $29.4 million in domestic DVD and Blu-ray home sales. So not a bad gig there.
Nope, it's got more. It'll continue to be re-released.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did a 30th anniversary Fathom event for it in theaters. I went to Knoxville to watch it then. I'm back on theaters. First time since '86 I've seen it in theaters. I was just like, oh my gosh.
You gonna go watch it again for the 40?
I'm tempted because I just want to see what they're going to do at the end of it. I'm curious.
You might as well, dude.
This will be the first time, I think, from what I read, that they're going to actually show it in 4K, like the 4K cut of the film, because they didn't do that for the 35th, even though they had the 4K. So it should look real sharp. Also, this movie, like, I know 3D is weird, but this definitely should be, like, they should have 3D showings of this. I wouldn't see it because I can't really stand the 3D.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I got burned out of 3D in the mid 2010s with all those Resident Evil and Underworld movies that did it.
I couldn't imagine. Listen, Underworld is one thing, but watching those Resident Evil ones in 3D, I would have thrown up.
You didn't have a choice on like the last few. Like it was only in 3D. So I'm like, well, damn it.
Disgusting. We're gonna go over to Discord and see what you all had to say about this movie, and then we're gonna cut over to social media. First one is from fellow co-host of Monster Zone, Mikey, who says, I was a Beast Wars kid, so I wasn't too familiar with the 80s, but my uncle showed me the movie out of context, and it blew my mind. And then I had to yell at Dan in there, so I won't talk about that. Drew from Reelsfields, he talked about how he snagged the vinyl for the 40th anniversary, so there's pictures in our Discord, so if you want to join our Discord, you just got to go over to patreon.com/dissectthatfilm and join at the free tier, and you can get access to our Discord. And you can see the pictures of his new vinyl. And then you can also see Spicy Dan's new CD. Lo Wang says, aight, so now that I'm a little more lucid, I'll give y'all an opinion. Generally speaking, I love Transformers the movie. It's got Judd Nelson, I'm going to replace it even though I said Don Johnson, voicing Hot Rod. Goddamn Unicron being more terrifying than Galactus, true. And some kick-ass tunes. It 100% gets the seal. Fun fact, this is one of the two soundtracks with both Lion and Stan Bush, the other being The Wraith. Good little information there. Let's see. Then there was a bunch of random crap that people were talking about in here.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, The Touch was in Boogie Nights, too.
Yes. And
right.
It was a Dirk Diggler single.
Hell yeah.
So Mark Wahlberg was involved with Transformers before Age of Extinction.
I did put that image in there of what I was talking about. I did find it. It's awesome. A Rick Diaz and it's a bunch of parts, but it's mainly a Rick Diaz and a Garibaldi beta. So that's I just put it in the regular Dissect That Film section of the above share your thoughts.
Drew is back to share his thoughts. He says, I watched this movie repeatedly as a kid, often sitting on the living room floor and drawing my own Transformer creations. I love the soundtrack, and it's one of those pivotal childhood trauma moments when Optimus dies and passes on the matrix of leadership. Right up there with Artax sinking into the swamp of sorrows. Despite all the live-action films, this still stands as the best Transformers movie to date.
Can I say something?
Go for it.
That horse should have tried harder. Just
yeah, he doesn't really try too hard.
He had 4 legs. Come on.
Yeah, we have 2, and we can fucking make it work. Go ahead.
All right, we're gonna head over to Instagram. We got some thoughts over there. We have James, a Darker Cinema podcast, who just shares that there are Fathom events from September 17th to the 21st for the 40th anniversary. So thanks for that bit of info. Spicy Dan saying this is the best Transformers movie. I would hope so. Kilo 1027, who is the fellow I mentioned earlier, Mike, the mega fan of this movie, who literally just shows off the poster, the same poster that I shared on Instagram. And then I just said, I wish you could see my surprised face, because I wasn't surprised in the slightest. And I believe he has told me many times that Soundwave is his favorite Transformer as well. So, sweet. And then Bad Movies We Love says childhood trauma.
Yeah.
Which is very, very true.
Which, I mean, Soundwave is basically, it's just Frank Welker's Dr. Claw voice. That's all that it is.
It's true.
It's true.
Very
just
true.
with that modulation on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that is it for comments on this movie. Now it is time to go to our award of the show, doing the Miguel A. Nunez Jr. Award.
Oh, damn enchiladas!
Oh, you gonna be all right?
So this award goes to the best side character of said movie that we were talking about. And of course, we're talking about Transformers, the movie from 1986. We're going to start with Daniel again. Who is your nominee for the Miguel A. Nunez Jr. Award?
He's not in it very long at all, but I've always enjoyed the character when I see him on screen. I'm going to vote Wreck-Gar.
Wreck-Gar?
Yeah, I always enjoy Wreck-Gar. Just that brief little moment that you see him on the Planet Junk talking TV and going back and forth with Cup.
Sorry, that's the Eric Idle character. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
I was like,
yeah,
who the hell is that?
When they go back and forth and Cup's like, I talk TV, you talk, I love him. He's a great character.
So we're going to go over to Discord to our first vote. And it's Old Man Brad, I think, is more of just to get back at Spicy Dan here, where he said, because he said no one vote for Hot Rod, and then Brad voted for Hot Rod, which Hot Rod does not qualify because he is one of the main characters.
Yeah, like, stop fucking cheating.
He's literally in the majority of the movie, so unfortunately, Hot Rod is disqualified from that. So I'm probably going to make, I'm sorry, I will make you mad on that one. We'll go with another one. We got Pete, who's just voting for Dan.
I was like, what? I was like, sure.
I told him to no.
we did have somebody vote for Angela like a couple weeks back for something, and I don't remember what it was. I was like, sure, fair. I'll allow it. But I am not eligible because I work here. It's a conflict of interest.
We'll do one more on Discord before we hop over to Dan. We have Lo Wang, who votes for Grimlock, which I'll count it. He's in it quite a bit, but he's enough of a side character where he can qualify.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too technical with this award. Like, if it's the main character, they don't count. Like,
yeah,
Grimlock's not, so that's fine. All right, Dan, who you got?
Mine is the same one I said earlier. It's Starscream, because even though he is in the beginning a good chunk, he's not for most of the movie. All he does is out the door with his Starscream, gets a crown, gets smoked.
This is tough, guys. We only have we have 1, 1, and 1. We have one from Angela.
Yep.
Who says Bumblebee? And at first, when she put that in the chat, I went, I don't think Bumblebee's in this movie. And I
do have another one.
You only get
from
one.
Somebody that's been on the show. It's somebody else that's been on the show. It's for Vic.
Oh, okay. Who's Victor voting for?
Grimlock.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm seeing a pattern here because we have Drew from Reelsfields who says, me Grimlock King. So I'm guessing Grimlock is getting the vote for that.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm not going to vote for Soundwave, but I will vote for his Autobot counterpart. I'm giving it to Banger. Or Blaster. Banger?
He is a banger. He is a banger.
He is a banger. No, I'm voting for Blaster, which doesn't matter because the winner. Wait, you want to say something?
Oh, I was gonna say really quick. I've been trying to say this because I keep getting distracted. You see Shockwave for like 2 seconds in this movie, and I was like, "It's fucking Shockwave," and then that was it.
Oh yeah, you do.
Yeah,
I always get Shockwave and Soundwave mixed up because they both have wave in their name.
Yeah,
and they start with an S.
Yep.
Yeah. So the winner of the Miguel A. Nunez Jr. Award for the Transformers the movie goes to Grimlock.
He's a great character.
He is.
Right. So Grimlock gets the award. Thank you so much for giving us a lot of entertainment there, Grimlock. We appreciate you. All right. Now it's the end of the show, guys. That is it for the Transformers the movie. Next week, next week is the Monster Zone. We're going to be talking about 1976's Grizzly again, because we actually talked about this movie before. Yeah, Dan wasn't on that episode, but we actually hung out with Flicks and Friends and talked about that movie. So this will be our second time talking about Grizzly, which I'm excited for because it's been a few years since we did that, so it'll be fun to jump into it again with Dan.
Yeah.
So then we're doing Transformers 1, which we've talked about before, and that'll be the end of August. That is the rest of August for the show. Also, you'll have your Out of the Tubi episode will be on Patreon at some point. We don't know what we're as of this recording, because we are literally on the first day of August recording this. We have not decided, or Patreon has not decided what the Out of the Tubi episode will be for August. So stay tuned. So that means Patreon members who are at the Mark Wahlberg book club tier, listen to that episode and listen to the prompts at the end of the episode so you know the parameters of the movies you get to select for that show. So there you go. Now it's time for our guest to share where we can find him. And of course, I need to thank you for being here, Dan, because
yes, thank you.
You are a very vocal member of our community. You're you're just a massive supporter of the show, and I appreciate everything that you do. And we want to share the wealth, so share where everybody can find you and your awesome show, Geeks with Beards.
Yeah, you can find us pretty much on any of the major podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple, anywhere. We also have various social media, places. We've got Facebook, we have Instagram, we have a Discord of our own. That's free. Get on there and talk about whatever you want to. We also have a YouTube channel where all our audio episodes go up for your listening pleasure. We also do toy review videos where me and Shauna get on there and talk about toys from our collection and things like that. I do I'm starting to do 2 things that are just for me. My comics that I collect personally, new stuff. And I just started a new little segment where I'm going to start covering some toys from my personal collection. And it's going to range from different years, different toy lines. The first video that just came out was 1988's Destro version 2 from G.I. Joe, Real American Hero. Covered that one. And as far as our episodes go, we just put out our Month of Action episode, which was Superman in Action Comics number 775, where he fights the Elite.
Oh, what's so funny about Truth, Justice, and the American Way?
Yep, yes, sir. That's right.
Yeah,
exactly right. Yeah, I watched the animated movie, but I never read the comic. My co-host Sean on the book, he got it, so he's like, "Let's cover this for Month of Action." Action's in the name of the comic, so let's cover that one. And then our next episode, this coming Wednesday that we'll be recording, we're actually also going to be doing Transformers related because of the 4th anniversary. We're going to cover the 3-issue miniseries comic adaptation of this movie that Marvel did in '86. So we're going to be doing that.
I'm going to have to tune in and see what's different.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I've read them. I'll have to go back through it myself. I don't think they was a lot different, but there is a few things I think are a little bit more different. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's about it for us.
All the links to Geeks with Beards and everything that Daniel does will be down in the description of this video or in the show notes for the audio version. So make sure to support, all the geeky stuff that Daniel likes to talk about. And as for us, you can follow us on. Just go to our Linktree. To make this quick, Linktree/Dissect That Film. All the links to our social media, to our merch shop, to our Patreon, all of that is right there. You can support us on Patreon, which would be awesome, at patreon.com/dissectthatfilm, where for $1 you can get uncut versions of episodes between this show and the Monster Zone, or you could drop $3 and you get the Patreon exclusive show called Out of the Tubi, which happens once a month, plus all of the amazing perks for the other tiers. So if you could do that, that'd be great. If you can't, make sure to go to your favorite podcast apps, rate us 5 stars, leave us a review, help us out, get into more people's ears. Also, you can support us on YouTube, where you can watch the video versions of every episode, where you can see our beautiful faces. I include some clips, I include sound bites, I include all that fun stuff. Make sure to like the video if you can. Leave us a comment. I like to read your comments, and I got to start collecting comments again and reading them before the episodes, because that was fun. We did it over on the Monster Zone. I'd like to do it here too. And just subscribe, because it's free and it really helps us out. We're inching towards 1,500 subscribers over there, and it feels good. It feels real good.
Good time.
I think that's it. I think I'm probably gonna forget something, because I always seem to do that. Oh, and of course, I want to thank the amazing Dark Razard for providing the music to this episode and to pretty much every episode of the Dissect That Film podcast and the Monster Zone over the last 5 years. And I want to thank Mickey Smith, our good friend from B Action, who provides the intros to everything and the custom intro to this episode for Transformers, and he'll be the one to provide it for Transformers 1. He just did our Monster Royale. He's a massively talented human being, and we have to shout him out as well. I think that's about it. I think the last thing I got to do is thank our wonderful patrons. We have Dustin Elkins, Rudy5453, Captain Steve Coates of the Bucket of Chum, the Shark Movie Podcast, Corey Morissette, Daniel Collins, Lo Wang, KL, our brand new patron, Whipped Cream Willie. I love it. Doom Generation, Angela, Dissect That Dan, Eric Stein, SWO Productions, or Robert Stewart, Jason, Paul Jansen, Anna Presley, Jordan Champion, Lo Wang, Jay Whiteneck Esquire, or Derek Folder, Steven as Movie Buff 3000, and Chris Kulik. Thank you so much for supporting us over on Patreon, and thank you to everybody who supports us, period, because without you, without you, Dissect That Film doesn't go over 5 years. So thank you so much for everything that you do for the show. Until next time, I am Brett Parker. That is Dan from DNA Gaming, and that is the one, the only Spicy Dan, a.k.a. Daniel Collins of the Geeks with Beards podcast. This has been episode 240 of the Dissect That Film podcast. We'll see y'all again on the next one. Bye. Podcasters, roll out.